Good. I'm gonna say good morning. I guess good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on which side of the world you are. But welcome to another cast of VRML Breachers. We are going to be in the off season. I don't know if you noticed the title at the beginning. It's going to be between the casters and mods, or mods and casters. I know we worded it that way, but the casters are going to be on the yellow side. It looks like today. Today we do have an exciting game between, of course, the production and mod team. And of course, my name is Martini. Today I have Plague Doctor and a Circus Saw in the casting booth with me. How are y'all doing today?
I'm doing fantastic today, Martini. Thanks for asking. How about you, Circus Saw?
I am having an amazing day personally.
Yeah, I know it's gonna be a fun time. I was talking with them, I think, during the pre-match intermission stuff, talking about it feels kind of like when you're a kid, you know, and it's like the field trip day or one of those days where it's very relaxed, very chill, because we're in the off season, right? We don't have to worry about doing anything too crazy, so the cast will be a little bit more casual than normal, but we still are going to obviously keep the same standards up here. Did want to do some quick shout outs here to, of course, Triangle Factory, one of my own favorite personal sponsors, for providing us with a game we love and for supporting Season 3 and I believe Season 4 of VRML. And of course, I mean, they provide us with amazing skins. And I don't know if y'all saw the last season of finalist skin. How did you see that? How did y'all feel about that finalist skin? It was a red and black, if I remember the color theme. I thought it looked pretty good.
Well, personally, I have it. I think it looks amazing in game. It is probably one of the best skins I've ever seen, in my opinion.
I would say I really liked the finalist skin when I first saw it, especially on that reveal trailer for it. I think it was doing pretty great job from the art directors and the art team over there on VRML.
Dude, I mean,
and Triangle Factory.
Yeah, no, I was like, when I first heard about it from Bob, I was like, hey, can I get a little glance at it? He got to show me a little bit earlier than we normally can see it. But I was like, okay, this looks pretty interesting. I didn't love it at first. I'm not even gonna lie. But then I saw it in game, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'm just a hater. Maybe I'm a hater because it does actually look pretty good. So it definitely looks a lot better than I thought it did. But no, it was great. I mean, I got to give a lot of credit to Triangle Factory. They always come out with a lot of different updates. I mean, we're coming out with potential new gadgets, which is kind of crazy to me to think of, because we haven't seen something like that ever since release, right? They've dropped out so many cool different things. You have ranked mode, you have gun charms, you have challenges, you have, you know, so many things. And I remember at the beginning of all this game, we had talked about years ago, it was interesting to see this game was so solid at its core. It's just kind of missing some of those features, right? So it's nice to see that Triangle Factory is really working out and making things feature rich, which is great for us. We're kind of eating well, right? Which is good to hear from the developers of the game that you cast for, right? But also, I want to give one last shout out to our creators on the VRML team, and of course the mods. If you ever want to get involved with what we do behind the scenes, which is creating content, casting games, or helping with moderation, we're always accepting applications for more volunteers. So please head over to the Breachers VRML Discord server and submit an application if you're interested. We can always have more and more hands on deck. And I gotta say, I'm mostly excited for this season because I've seen such a huge influx, I think, of casters, at least this time around. So it's nice to see the league really grow from where it used to be. Because I mean, I don't know if y'all were there in preseason, season 1. It was me, it was Bob, it was Nightfire, Philibus back in the day. You know, that was it, man. Like it was crazy to see. And you know, we've grown so much, right? This last season, I had a lot of co-casters help me out. I think last season I had like 1 or 2 solo cast games, and that's it. That is it. Everything else was cast with somebody back, versus like, I think back in the day, I was 95% solo cast, and it sucked. It sucked. I'm not gonna lie. But anyways, I've been on my high horse talking. How are y'all feeling about these sort of games? I mean, Circus Saw, have you cast? You said this is one of your first VRML casts, right?
This is my first VRML cast, so
man,
I'm
that's
very excited.
So what got y'all into casting? I mean, we have a little bit of, sorry guys, we're talking right now. We're kind of killing it because I'm not gonna lie, the production team's kind of slack and we're missing a player right now, so we had to kill a little bit of time. But what got y'all into casting? Kind of curious.
So I was a player for about 10 months. I still am, but it's on the low right now, but we don't talk about that. So I just saw casts, saw that my PC could handle breaches. I've always been interested in streaming, but never really got into it. Then once I saw how well breaches ran on my PC, got straight onto it, got through my first like 3 personal casts and came into here. So
That's awesome. What about you, Plague?
I'd say for me, I actually started out casting just community for Echo, and then went on to after Echo shut down. Yeah, I know. Came on to Breachers, played this for a little bit, and actually saw your post in the community casting channel about having public things where people want to try to co-cast with you. They can reach out and try to do that. And that's mostly what got me into it, I would say, is, one, having that previous experience, wanting to get into it, knowing that, I was interested in doing it, and seeing that post really kind of putting a bone in my leg to just go, hey, I can reach out. Worst he can say is no.
Dude, that's awesome. Like that's why I do those posts. That's why I really during this off season try to prioritize helping new casters. I think this off season alone, I helped probably 2 or 3 people get up some of their casts for the applications. And last season, same thing. It was like 2 people. I think it was like Pillow and Old Gravy, back then, which is funny to think now. But yeah, I helped them out. Like I've tried my best because I've enjoyed casting so much. I'd love to pay it forward. And it's good to see that it is paying out because I'm seeing more and more casters come in. And it's awesome. I think for me, it's awesome to like see people that I literally helped out and like they're casting. Like right now, we're on a cast right now. That's crazy, man. Like I helped you, barely a couple weeks ago, a month ago. I forgot. Time flies, but it's great to see.
It was, like not even a month ago. It was like January like 28th. And if anyone's been tuning in, I've been doing like almost a cast a day since, trying to, just
gotta get your hours in, man. Like I always tell people, like the hardest thing, get the hours in, because that helps so much. Like I think I was telling them too, like telling these guys during the cast, like during the precast, like I looked back at some old footage of me back in like 2 years ago, and I was just like, wow, like that guy does. Like I had the ideas and the basic skills there, but man, like I can't talk like I can now. I could talk all day now, but back then I was struggling, right? And it's very hard when you first start off, and the hardest part is like learning to just talk, to be quite honest.
Right.
Yeah. But it looks like we do
probably why I'm so quiet right now.
No, you're good. Hey man, you're good. Like first cast, like it's hard. This stuff's not easy, bro. Like there's this meme of me and Nightfire, and I'm just like talking too much, because that's also a problem too. You talk too much, you're talking over the other casters, and that kind of pulls away from the experience. So you need a good balance, right? That's what I've learned over the years. And I say that as if I'm not talking a lot right now, but I'm a host caster right now, so we tend to talk a little bit more. But anyways, I did want to say we do have all 10 players in the lobby. Looks like we'll be starting up pretty soon here. We are getting the ready. But we should be pulling up pretty soon here, so I'm excited to see what's going to be going on between the 2 casters. And it looks like we're going to be getting a very interesting choice for the first map here. It's going to be starting out on a Skyscraper.
Going to be a neat thing to see here. We do actually have a predetermined map list. So next map's going to be Hideout, which heard some interesting developments that are going to be popping up.
We'll talk about it at the end of the map.
Oh yeah.
But, we'll get to that in a second here. But anyways, we do have the casters and mods starting up on this first map here. As we can see here, casters starting on the defensive side here versus the mods. I mean, how are y'all feeling? How are you feeling about this Circus Saw? Do you see them performing well? Do you think the mods can show anything on this offensive side?
Well, I mean, as I'm seeing right now, they look very confident. 3 Tauruses. That's always trying to make some sort of statement. So I'm very excited to see what's going to go on here.
Yeah, Taurus is definitely a very strong choice by them.
I'm especially excited. I think if I had to guess, we're going to see a lot of a nut coming out here from both teams, trying to just really get some confident plays off here. Seemingly going for a hatch immediately, actually, here over on the mods.
Yeah, mods getting set up on the floor above site here. I'm wondering to see if the casters have any Romans here. It doesn't look like they're going for that at all, as the mods are getting set up on his hatch here. And I'm waiting to see how this hatch play develops. Do they have the gadgets to pull this off? And they don't. I mean, sorry, the utility. Never mind. Pixel player gets to pick off on Frosty there on that back end as they try to come in.
Punchy and Llama both up on the hatch trying to block off the connector. Muffin and Rise over here back in the office. Early death there over on the mods. They're going to have to put some work in to get this round off now.
Yeah, I think they might have overplayed their hand here. Check out the mod side. They don't have any gadgetry to really go in and, you know, start this push. They don't have any frags. They don't have any incendiaries, no smokes. And Heyne getting a great pick on the back end there with that Taurus in hand.
He picks up an incendiary as well, so they do have some utility to use now. Looks like they've dropped straight into A, taking out Flare as well as Bob. Muffin takes out Heyne on the refrag for his teammate, but suddenly he's on a 1v2. Tough situation to be in for anyone.
Oh, and you know what? I was going to give so much hate to the mods here because they were stuck on that hatch for a hot minute, but they were struggling there. I mean, what did you see Circus saw in that previous round?
Well, the confidence of the mods, I don't know why I'm losing my voice here, but by the mods, was very, the confidence worked out for them.
Pretty well, right?
They lost a few players in the first minute. They lost, one, but then bringing it back with that quick end play with the plan, that really brought them along. Anyone else got anything else to say?
I mean, what did you think about those hatch plays, right? It was a little bit rough, I think, with them starting off there. They did switch it up, though. Do you think that switch up worked out in their favor, as it did in the end there? Do you think they should have played it like that from the beginning, or do you think they just kind of mix it up on the fly?
I think switching it up definitely helped them. You know, sitting on hatch at the start, I think it let the casters get a bit comfortable, a bit too comfortable. Right. So that quick play at the end caught them by surprise, got the players down, and really solidified that win.
Yeah, definitely tough for the mods starting off there, but hey, they did mix it up, as Circus mentioned, and they did make something out of it, which is good to see from there. But the casters, they got this on the defensive side. They got to do something here because they don't want to lose any points while defending.
Especially since, you know, there's a 4-person roam here over on the casters. Only Bob is in points. Otherwise, mods have full control of A point now. They can just fully come in and plan if they want to. Bit of a misplay here from casters, I would say.
Way too much aggression from the roamers there, as they have the whole site now, as everyone starts cross-fragging here. And it looks like the mods are knocking them down left and right. Only 2 left on the casters side here, coming down to Gibbler Bob and a Flare. I'm waiting to see if they can do anything here, if they're going to go in for the save at this point, because this looks like a losing battle.
They're doing the signature, you know, running. You got to move your arms to move a little bit quicker sometimes here in Breachers. It really just helps them move a little quicker. I've been watching these BLC scrims recently with Gloomy Melanie, and he really favors that Taurus. So it's going to be rough for these casters to get any rounds off, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned earlier it was kind of a misplay. I mean, what did you see there, Circus saw? They kind of had a weird play with, 3-4 roamers deep at one point, but that was really easy for the mods to capitalize on.
Yeah, it was definitely a misjudged play. The casters going on such a big roam, it just let the mods get in too quickly, and taking control of that site just completely crumbled the defense. There was not much else that could be done in the end of the round, but possibly a bit less aggressive this time, more defensive, and the mods just trying to do it the same way because they've been really getting through the casters these past 2 rounds.
Yeah, do you think the mods can rely mostly on just their gun experience at this point? It looks like they don't really need to worry. It doesn't look like they need to worry about any strategy here, just kind of that gunplay.
Yeah, their plays seem very straightforward, and they're just going straight in, definitely relying on gun experience here, and it's working out for them.
It definitely is, as we come into this upcoming 3rd round here. I mean, 2-0 right now between the mods and casters. How are we feeling about this? I mean, look at the setup here, as mods already coming in here on this lobby area, getting set up from the first floor, trying to push up.
I have to be honest, Bob on an Huracan roam there is a bit of an odd choice. He's having to rotate back now that he knows they're on the other point, but the mods are very quickly trying to push up into the hallway outside B. There is actually a 5-stack on B here from the casters, so if the mods do realize that, they could just do a quick rotate. Nearly getting a quick util kill as well. The wall is about to go down. Rise is right next to it.
Yeah, Quanti getting that shot off on Rise there, as the casters are just holding it down on this side here. Pick play, get another pickup there. And now in a 1v1 trade, never mind. Frosty accidentally gets the TK as Gibbler Bob comes out with a swing on the Huracan, gets that pick off. and Flair with the shotgun. Now come down to just Hey Nay, as it looks like they might go in for the switch up here. In a 1v3 situation, this isn't bad for them. I mean, look at that health economy looking bad for the caster sides here. But the mods do look like they're in a pretty good shape right now. Sorry, they look okay shape. I mean, we have a Vezin, and this is Hey Nay. He's known for those headshots.
I do notice the casters have EMP right now. Hey Nay has to kill all of them in order to run over, and it looks like that's what he's planning to do rather than going for the EMP. Might be a smart move here, just with their, additional income.
Yeah, we have Pixel Player and Movement kind of just rotating, trying to see where is Hey Nay going to play this. It's 40 seconds left in a round, so they do have some time to make a play here. I think at this point, Hey Nay is probably going for picks one by one, and this is bad for the casters. They're playing into the mod's hands right here, and Hey Nay needs, and looks like they have no syringe too, so any damage on them is going to be a big deal. Oh, and Movement getting the shot to the face there. I mean, let's get that quick replay on screen there. I mean, that is how you use the shotgun. You got to be aggressive, got to be in their face, especially with something like the Uricon, right? You got to utilize that. And again, with the buffs, it is pretty viable now. I mean, what did you see there in that previous round, Circus?
So, I mean, it started off great for the mods. They got in, they surrounded site, kept the casters in, but they did start to lose their momentum when they sat without breaching. The casters were ready for that breach, and I don't know if you saw, but Bob and somebody else both ran out, got about 3 of them. They needed to get into their spots, get behind some cover, and use those breaches to get picks so they can get in and plant the EMP. And then Hey Nay at the end, going so far from EMP, the casters had the opportunity to sit closer to EMP and hold it, but that was a bit risky, in my opinion.
Yeah, I know. I saw them kind of open up that hallway, and the mods weren't really able to capitalize on that breach there. If anything, they gave the casters a better angle to shoot at them there. So definitely a little challenging for the mods as they try to make that push in here. But hey, here we are coming into the upcoming 4th round now with the mods getting set up here, able to pick up Movement pretty early on. That's going to be a good pick for them.
It would have been rough if Movement got to that window. He had an Uricon. He could have just straight up shot Frosty in the face with that shotgun. They would have been down a player immediately. So with that flank guard from Hey Nay, it worked out pretty well. Trying to push, looks like mods are pretty much just going for meta pushes other than Gloomy Melanie, who's crouching into B with that Knut. Pixel Player getting flanked. He's none the wiser. He gets some shots off, but Gloomy Melanie is now in behind Bob. Bob is on a 1v5.
I mean, did you see that beautiful rotation there? And never mind, Quan Chi clears up that round and knocks it down, give LeBron for the count. I mean, again, we got to talk about it. I've seen the mods. They perform well. A lot of the mods, I think, tend to be players that have had this sort of experience in the league here. And we saw that right there, right? The mods, they came into a wall at the beginning, forced the casters to rotate side. And then we saw the rotation from the mods themselves. I mean, Circus, how do you feel about those plays coming out from the mods right now?
The mods, it was very well played. Right off the start, all go into the same hallway, getting that first pick on window, making sure none of them went down, and then Melanie's flank just got that last player in B out of the way, so they just had complete control on the site, as we've seen them doing in the past couple of rounds. It's really been playing out quite well for them on these they're pushing together a lot. The teamwork is definitely there.
I know, like, these people don't tend to play with each other too often, but the chemistry, I think, on the mod side is definitely shining through. The casters are definitely trying their best here, but I'm seeing a lot of people in chat. You know, someone says, get the mods on the Eternity roster, and there's definitely some love coming out to the mods right now. And I'll say this, they did have the same performance in Season 1, as they did a really good job there. But anyways, I'm talking a little too much here, as the mods are already starting off here, but Movement getting a great pick early on against Frosty.
I was gonna say, we have some, top contender teams with some players here. Both Gloomy Melanie and Quan Chi both on BLC, one of the top teams in Season 3, and Movement on Ling, also a pretty good contender for the next season. So we're seeing some early gameplay here, maybe. Pixel Player takes out Hey Nay and Quan Chi with that Hideout, actually. A full wipe here on the mods. Casters cleaning it up.
I mean, did you see that on the back end there? Pixel Player going for a crazy swing. Gets that 3K and really cleans up there. I mean, Circus Saw, how are you feeling about this? It looks a little bit better for the casters this time around.
Yeah, the casters definitely brought it back there. They were, they found the place they were coming through.
Right.
Executed it perfectly with Muffin getting that first pick, made it very easy for the casters to then fold inwards towards the window and stop just anyone getting in at the point. So, and then Pixel Player's flank, that was the best play the casters could have made that game. It gave them 2 different lines of sight, 2 different places to play from, and put the mods in a corner that they were definitely not happy with.
Yeah, Mods definitely taking a big hit in that previous round. I mean, it was already off to a rough start, though, right? Because they lost a player pretty early on, and then they were just struggling to get into that area there on the map. And the casters, I got to give credit to them. They locked them down, and that was a beautiful way, especially with that great flanker roll. Bob starting off already against Quashi. I guess Bob's got some shots now. I didn't know.
Say Bob's warmed up a little bit here. I'm seeing him starting to do some play spacing, actually. He is going to take out Gloomy Melanie as well. Maybe picking up a third here. Might get a 3K from Bob.
I mean, yeah, 2K coming out from Bob here. Again, credit to Bob. I've known him to be pretty solid again, but I don't know. He's putting up some numbers right now. As the Mods, again, struggling to get into sight here. I'm seeing a lot better form here. Rise goes in for the jump, but it doesn't quite work out there. Bob going for the peek, but a little bit too aggressive. There's Mommy Llama gets a pick off. Frosty gets a pick off themselves too against Flare. Now leaving a 3v2 situation for the Mods here.
I know we do have Muffin and Pixel Player both actually off the point. Muffin in the hallway, just because there's no roamer there. If there was a roamer, he'd be a bit had off here. Minute 30 on the clock, and the Mods have plenty of time to just wait out the incendiaries and call a rotate actually over to B. Pixel Player and Muffin both might take the time to loot, and then I feel like listening for sound cues is going to be really important here on the hallway. They do have actually a prox over on B, and regarding the hallway, there's a door blocker down. Muffin's going to have to try to guard this. He is getting wall banged out, actually. Pixel Player flanking up the hallway, takes out Heyne. Muffin takes out Llama. Now it is just a 1v1. Pixel Player and Frosty both going for pre-fires. Pixel Player only has a Cadillo, but he gets it off.
Wow, I mean, Pixel Player getting that off in the end there. I wasn't quite expecting that, but hey, again, it looks like the casters got hands. I gotta say, I wasn't sure if they'd come out of this, but they're looking a lot better and a lot more in shape there. I mean, what did you see in that previous round there, Circus Saw?
The mods, they started it off very well. The casters started it off very well. Bob's 2 picks got them perfectly at the start, but the mods then slowing themselves down because they knew how aggressive the casters were being, allowed whoever it was left on the window, their third player, to get those picks on Rise and Bob,
right,
taking their defense down just significantly. And the flank in the end was great, but it was just trying to...
Yeah,
I think they need to switch their pushes up a little bit more, go a bit further instead of directly to the site, because the casters were getting a lot better at playing close to their points and controlling it.
Yeah, I think the casters might have been a little bit over-aggressive in the end there, but they did eventually make it work out for them. But I gotta say, they did rely on that clutch play in the very end there. If the casters had played a little bit less aggressive, Gibbler Bob, they might have been fine in that previous round there. But hey, it's totally fine here, as the Mods are going to be now defending against casters. And again, they'll be on the, in a better advantage spot. They'll be in a better advantage. I can't talk. Oh my God. Anyways.
Blue Melanie gets the kill off there over on Flare, play spacing through the vent, not able to take him down. Suddenly, Llama is alone on defenders outside of their own point. Such a quick round there. I almost didn't see what happened.
Yeah, I mean, we saw picks the left and right there, and it was over before you saw it. I think it was, what, a 10-15 second push it felt like in the end there. So definitely Caster's looking a lot better this time around. I mean, what are we feeling here?
It is, I mean, that was it's very promising for the casters here. If they can keep on playing like that, play it quick, get the roamers down, make sure they don't get picked, and then go straight for their defense. That was very well done, hard-driven play from the casters.
Yeah, definitely a little
Anything
tough.
else anyone wants to say?
Yeah, definitely a little tough, I think, for the casters starting off. But once they had that attack develop, it looked so good coming in here. But I gotta say, the mods, they're kind of lacking. I mean, I'm not talking smack here, but you know, the mods kind of lacking a little bit. They're on defending right now, and they kind of fell apart. But I will say they did the same things to the casters in one of the previous rounds.
I think one of the things that the casters might have going for them, actually, is some of them haven't played the game in a while. Some of them don't have the meta pushes in mind.
Right.
And so the mods, some of these players, very current players, they are going to be, pros that are trying to, preempt moves that typically wouldn't be taken. But now they have players who aren't going to be doing the normal plays. And so they won't be expecting, Flare to just straight... Sorry, Flare to just push straight into Red Room.
Yeah, that was a kamikaze play there.
Right?
That was a kamikaze play if I've seen one. They were literally just waiting, had the incendiary in hand. Rise gets to pick off on Quantity there. Now a 3v3 is pretty even between the two. As Gibbler Bob on the other end gets to pick up themselves. And again, I'm telling you, Bob's got hands. I didn't know.
Now we just have Gloomy Melanie over here on B, along with Frosty. 2 players to hold down this point from the 3. Walls opened up here. Bob could try to push straight in and plant. He won't be contested at all. He won't even be able to get wall banged here. Looks like we have Rise opening up, taking out the player with the Kadeo. Now it is just Frosty, full health back at the point. He does have health advantage here. If he can take out Muffin. Ooh. Now it is just Frosty v Bob. Omen versus Omen. It is planted. Frosty's on a 45-second timer now.
Yeah, I mean, 4 health on Frosty is going to be looking a little complicated here. And checking out Bob. Never mind! He gets the pick on Bob! And that as that is just unfortunate timing there for Bob, as I think Bob literally just turned at the last second there and gave Frosty the pick.
Well done there from the mods, tying it back up here. 4-4. Bit of an economy reset here. No one's going to be a front runner, really, for economy.
Yeah, I mean, what did you see
that?
that?
Looking at that... Sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah, what did you end up seeing that last round, Circus?
Well, the mods casters started it off very well, got their way in, but letting... Who was it? I think it was Pixel Player getting those picks onto Rise and... whatever. But the 2 picks when they were entering sight just allowed Frosty to get that last kill onto... Oh my god, I'm forgetting names.
You're fine, you can be general. You can say just casters and mods.
Yeah, it was... Yeah, the mod comeback was definitely in there this round. The casters needed to bring it together a little bit. And I think that Insin kill at the start of the game, the team kill, that definitely brought them very far down for that round.
Yeah, definitely a very unique kill. I don't see that happen often in a Skyscraper, but it makes sense. They're stuck in that room. You can't really do much, and the incendiary does so much damage. You're probably going to end up getting a pick there. So I think, good thing we got that on camera, as it looks like Hane went in for the kamikaze kill with that incendiary in hand here. Anyways, the casters are going to be setting up here. It looks like they're going for more of a wide. Never mind. Looks like they might be going in for a B push pretty soon here.
Pix player does foam up the wall here. Looks like they will be pushing in. Gloomy Melanie on a lean peek here does actually take out Bob with some trips. And nearly getting on Muffin as well. They do smoke out the vent. But the casters have been tracked now. Rise peeking through the window. Llama not peeking out. Lagging a little bit. Getting taken out there by Rise. Not quite sure what that lag was. Frosty guarding that window is going to be able to take... Actually, Hane takes down Rise, not Frosty. It is Muffin here on A. Pixel player trying to peek in on B, getting flanked by Gloomy Melanie. Now it's just Muffin going for a hero plant here. Taking out Quanchi. Trying to take out Frosty. Takes out Frosty. Now it's just Muffin and Gloomy Melanie.
Yeah, beautiful 2K there in the end. Gloomy Melanie going in for the peaks here pretty soon, but they got that Viper in hand. They can win. They might be able to lose against this. But these wall bangs coming in through, not really quite connecting, getting some chip damage here. And moving, going in for the pick in the end!
Whoa.
Gets the 3K! And I mean, that is a clutch if I've seen one. You know, I was talking a little bit of smack against the casters at the beginning here. But the mods, you know, have been putting up a good fight. But I will say the casters, they got hands too.
Wow.
I think they really do there, yeah.
Yeah. Mufin, that was incredible. I mean, the mods, they did pull up with a great defense at the start. They took the casters down, got them to just one player, and it would have been a relatively easy defense if they just waited the timeout a little bit, got their players positioned, and did a group push instead of one at a time, pushing out into Mufin while he had a full mag, but relatively good health, straight into his sights. It was very well played by the mods in the end, but then they just started lacking.
Oh yeah, I mean, they kind of fed those 1v1s, right? It was kind of a bad situation for the mods there, and that was perfect for Mufin. I mean, if anyone's going to pull it off, it's Mufin, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, did a good job there. Anyways, let's get set up for this upcoming round here as we are now coming into the 10th round. I didn't think it'd be going neck and neck, but it's a pretty close game. And check it out. We do see some roamers this time coming out from the mods.
Double drone in here, actually, from the casters. They do drone out the bathroom, make sure there is someone in there. Llama pushing back. Looks like they will be going for the hatch. Same as the mods did when they were on offense. Here's if they're going to push down a little bit quicker, knowing there are some roamers. Frosty is alone on B point right now. If the mods don't have someone rotate back to point soon, they'll just lose the point immediately. Ufin takes out Llama, who was on the corner there. It's now in the building. Just Frosty still in the point. Mufin looks to be trying to push up. May take out Quan Chi here if he gets a lucky nade off, actually. Chooses not to push back. Mufin is in the point. Quan Chi takes out Rise on the A flank. Suddenly, casters have control of the point. Hane is up on the hatch, though. Same with Gloomy Melanie. They're going to be in for a rude surprise. Like shooting fish in a barrel, but Hane doesn't get the kill off.
Actually,
my goodness.
Insane here. I mean, Hane not only get the pick off here, it's now a 4v2 situation for the casters here. I'm waiting to see if Hane or Quan Chi can make something happen. Never mind, Mufin gets the pick on Hane. Now come down to just Quan Chi in the end here. And a 1v4 situation. It's a Vezin in hand, so it's not impossible, but it's not going to be an easy challenge.
I think Hane, up on that hatch, unfortunately, just maybe got a little too excited. There were 3 people right beneath him, and I think he just split the difference between all of them and shot the floor. That's really rough.
That was a tough previous round. They had the good setup there, but we didn't quite see the mods execute there.
Yeah, the flank was definitely there, but it was just the speed at which they did it. I mean, the speed, it did work. They got there. They could have got the kills, but it was I think they waited too long for EMP to go down, and then coming in a bit later, it didn't work out for them, and they shouldn't have had so many on flank, in my opinion. It just, once the casters found that they had control of site, that was them done for the round. They knew that they had it in the bag, so they just went in, put the EMP down, and waited it out.
Yeah, no, I've seen a lot of the roaming plays on both sides when they're defending kind of fall apart, to be quite honest here. I'm not sure if it's just kind of rough chemistry, because I will say, I think playing roamer is one of the more challenging roles. You need great team chemistry here, but these, as much as we all know each other, playing together in the game is a little bit different, and so we don't quite see that team chemistry. But anyways, the casters getting set up here as a more aggressive push here, as they are kind of just already coming down the staircase. No roamers this time around, so the mod's playing a lot more conservative for this defense.
I'm honestly surprised to see an ego push here, since casters aren't that much up on economy here. If they lose this round, Mod's going to be set up great to get to OT, because OT is on. So I'm curious if this, hot push is going to pay off, especially with Llama now pushing up to the window. Might climb out here, just dropping a nade out. Doesn't take down any health.
Very close.
Bob cloaked up on the window. If Llama peeks this, might get taken out there. Does take down Llama. Louis Melanie watching the door with a Canut. We'll probably hear Mufin drop here.
You know, the amount of times I've seen picks come out from Bob, I'm like, he must have been another shot from Bob there against Gloomy Melanie of all players. Now in a 4v3 situation right now for the casters, definitely a very advantageous spot. Movement getting another pick on Frosty in the back end there, but Hayden with for the refrag here. And it looks like Kwashi going in for the pick. It's a 2K in the end there. It's a 1v1 right now with them and a Pixel player.
Pixel player, I think, going for a self-imposed Hideo challenge, maybe. He hasn't really taken anything else, but he gets it off. Masters win Skyscraper 7-4.
Wow.
Congratulations to them.
I mean...
Yeah, the mods.
Yeah, go for it, go for it.
The mods started it off well. I mean, they held the window down, they got an instant on stairs, got the casters away, but that just let them group up, really. That flank needed to come a lot quicker to get the ones on stairs, because then there was about 3 different gunshots going at each of the mods, so they needed to work on getting themselves into places where they couldn't be seen so much, really. It really screwed them over that round.
Yeah, definitely interesting to see what's going on here, but I will say we might have a fun thing coming up here. Can you explain it a little bit better, Plague Doctor?
Sure thing. So, for map 2 here, what we're going to be doing is Bob is going to be popping in the chat and putting out a poll for every round. Here on, the pre-round, we're going to put out a poll for the first time. What it's going to be, we're going to be giving 2 names that will go to challenges for the teams. There's going to be a few of them. An example name, there's going to be like Disco, things like that. You'll vote just based on the name. I'll pass that challenge to the teams, and you'll see it play out. And that's going to happen every buy phase. You'll be voting for the next round.
Is there enough time? I feel like that's 1 minute's kind of quick.
No, so what it is we're going to be voting for the first round here before the scrims, before the map starts. We'll be voting a map ahead to give time for people to vote.
Okay, awesome.
Or a round ahead.
Sounds good, sounds good. Are we going to start the voting now? Is there anything else we were waiting on?
We're waiting for Bob to pop in the chat, because Bob is the only one here who can run the polls.
Oh, okay, sounds good.
And Bob is out for, there's going to be a bit of a roster change here for the casters, actually, as there were a few more people who we need to get in here, let them play a little bit. So it works out. Bob's going to rotate out. Someone's going to come in for him, and he is going to start running the polls.
Awesome. Sounds good, sounds good.
Forgot to turn my camera back on. Sorry. There we are.
Now you're good. Let me pull it back.
No, it wasn't on video. I just had a cover on it. Sorry. No, I think well done there from the casters. Circus, do you have any input on the plays there from the casters really getting it back? Let's see.
Yeah, no, it was a good round from the casters. I was a little shocked, I'm not going to lie, right? The mods were doing so well at the beginning, I'm not going to lie. I was almost having more flashbacks from like season 1. When we lost to the casters there, to the mods back then. So I'm like, man, are we going to lose again? And then, we saw some standouts there. Let me see if I can look at the scoreboard right here. Let me pull this back into, let me show this on cast here. Let's check out the scoreboard here. We saw some good numbers coming out here. Hey, Nate, I'm not shocked by that. 12-9, 7-9 from Mami Llama. And Movefin, Pixel Player, Gibbler Bob, those, putting some great numbers on the top 3 on the caster's side. I'm not shocked. We saw some good fragging ability coming out from the casters here. I was definitely impressed for the most part here. So it was great to see, and I think that came in that helped them out so much coming into this those upcoming attacking half. I was a little shocked, to be quite honest. I thought the mods might have been able to hold it down a little bit better on that defensive half, but it didn't quite work out for them.
Yeah, it wasn't looking great for either side. Trading rounds back and forth there. No one really got, too ahead when it came to...
Sorry to cut you off. Looks like the first challenge vote just came out in the chat. Definitely check it out right now. Again, we will be doing this for this map, right, Plague Doctor? We'll be doing challenges every single round. Vote on these, and the mods and casters will have to adjust their game Whether it's strategy, whether it's how they actually play, whether it's guns, this will change how they play. It's kind of the party map, I guess, is the best way to kind of look at it.
100%. And we're going to be doing this for map 2 as well as map 4. So, you know, if you see some of the challenges here, there's going to be completely different ones every time. We're not going to repeat challenges. So, you know, the more you vote on, the more you get the ones you like out there, you know, you'll see more challenges that maybe you'll like. Poll is up here. Make sure you get your votes in for what you want to see. Casters included, if you have ones that you like the name of, you know, go ahead and put your vote in here.
I'm guessing that's on the YouTube?
Yes, it's on the YouTube chat.
Yeah, it's on YouTube chat, yep. Yeah, I love having chat open, you know, just kind of look at what the people are chatting about, see what's going on here. Let's see, the first one is going to be single file and a quiet game. Kind of single file, quiet game. Ooh, this is interesting. I think my guess, I don't know these challenges, so I'm going to make my guesses here. I think single file is exactly what it sounds like. Just everyone has to kind of walk in a single line, and I guess there's kind of like a leader. Quiet game, I'm assuming, is either like maybe gestures with silencers or crouch only. Those are my two guesses. But we'll see. We'll see who gets voted on. Then we'll probably talk about it. It looks like the
50-50. Oh no.
Okay, so it's 50-50. That means we got to be the tiebreaker. Or I see Gravy in the chat. Do you want to be the tiebreaker, Gravy? Which one do you? Let's see. Old Gravy. Choose one. Be the tiebreaker. Let's see what he says. If he's gonna,
he would do it in voice, but he's at work, unfortunately. So he needs to type it.
I did choose one. Oh, they just chose. Enforcers have to. Okay, so the one that was chosen is single file. Enforcers have to enter the building one at a time. The next person can only enter when the last one dies. This is a secret to the revolters. Oh, they don't.
So I will tell the captains. So I'm gonna guess they're not gonna change sides here. So I'm gonna tell the casters.
This is Gladiator, isn't it? Or sorta?
A lot of people call it different things. For me, when it comes to, you know, you have to go in one at a time. Typically, I'll do, like if I'm doing it in a game, I'll do invoke the rule of one, where you have to only go in once the next person's dead. But some people call it different things. Gladiator, like, could be really anything. The names are trying to mask what it is so that you can't quite know until it actually comes up.
Love it. All right, it looks like we know what we're doing. I think I just need to tell them to start. Y'all can... Wait, hold up. Can we start? Question mark. Who is hitting me in the DMs already? Let's get it.
Gladiator,
all right, let's just wait for the teams to verify with us they are ready to go. Then we'll get started pretty soon here. Looks like they are getting started here.
Here we go.
On a map that you might be very familiar with. Let's check it out. It's gonna be Hideout. Wow, that map intro is not working. There it is. I don't know why it didn't work the first time.
And I'm not going to reveal what quiet game was, because that is one that can come up in the future. I'm only going to reveal them once they're done. That way, you know, we can preserve a little bit of secrecy here.
From now on, I'm not going to vote because I do remember all of the game modes, so I will try and refrain from that.
Hey, I mean, if you had a favorite from between the two, you might as well vote. Doesn't hurt.
Okay.
Looks like the casters here who have to choose who's going to go in first. They have to choose an order of people to go in first. So I'm curious who they're going to send in. Maybe their best player. Typically, you would have, at least for me, you would have the person who's going in alone is going to hold EMP, and you're trying to get them to get an ace if they can. Typically, that's why it happens is someone goes, hey, I want to try to get an ace. So you go in one at a time and see if someone can get an ace.
Oh god,
looks like
this is
Pillow.
Gonna be interesting.
Pillow going to be going in first here. Punchy is ready on the hatch, so we might have the first person go in here. Pillow inside gets taken out. by Quanchi. Now they have to decide the next person to go in. Rise going in, Flare going in, actually getting taken out by Heine. I almost feel like pick a different entrance here. They're just full committing to this hatch.
You know, I am a hater of a jump hatch. I'm a hater since day one of a jump hatch. I have always been a hater of jump hatches, and I will keep hating on jump hatches. And that just makes it worse when it's a single file line. Anyways, look, so we do have a movement coming here from the staircase. Slowly coming.
I want to say there is another poll here for the next round. We're gonna need to get results in quick so we can get this challenge to the players.
Ooh, the timing on this stuff's kind of tough. Maybe we should have done the first two.
No, but I mean, I wasn't expecting that to end so quickly here.
Yes, again, please vote right now. We gotta get the next challenge in. Is it right now?
It'll be for this round. It was supposed to be, during that buy phase, but it's tight here.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get it fast enough.
See if we can get it off. Worst case, we do every other round here. We have enough challenges we can do that.
All right, the first challenge is in. The doctor is in.
The doctor is in. Alrighty. Hopefully they can do this.
I mean, what did we think that last round, Circus Saw? How did you feel about that single file line set up there?
I mean, it is. I mean, this is more of a joke round. It is very funny, but it was still very good from the mods. You know, they surrounded the hatch, got ready for it, got every single pick, but it was very, very interesting to see.
Yeah, I don't think they can get it off here. Flare is doing the challenge, but I just don't think the mods had enough time. I think we might have to adjust this to every other round here just so we have enough time for this, just because they're going pretty quickly.
I think the idea is you do 2 votes, so you have the second round already, and then you do it every buy phase, so you have the upcoming round. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that was the plan here. It looks like we do have Flare, who is the doctor here for the mods. They're the only person who can heal. Mufin taking a little bit of damage here. Flare could heal him up if he has. There we go.
I imagine Mufin screaming, "Doctor!"
I would be too here.
Mods cheating.
Mods cheating. Well, I mean, do they have...
say, it's because of the challenge there. They didn't really know. And it looks like Heine was supposed to be watching Discord here, but it looks like he didn't look at Discord, unfortunately. Nade out there, gonna take out the doctor. Now it's just Mufin. Heine gets taken out. My Mufin Llama gets taken out there as well.
You know, if the mods win this one, they will have to suffer AP because they didn't follow the rules. I will say that. And it looks like they just all got themselves 50 AP for the next 2 months. I'm just kidding. Yeah, that was tough. I mean, the mods didn't fully follow the rules. I'm going to be honest, whoever's running votes, maybe we should do 2. Like the next 2. So get this one done and then do another one. So we have the upcoming round. Does that make sense? Because you need to have it 1 round ahead right now. What the problem is, we're having only 1 at a time, which is making it hard. So I think run the next 2 if we can.
Mufin might actually bring this back now.
And then after that, you just do it every buy phase, right? Yeah.
Sorry, alrighty, the 2 challenges, we're choosing between Looter Shooter and Buddy System. I think I'm going to have this be a buy phase for the challenges. Any objections there? Just because then we can get back on track with timing-wise.
Say it again?
Not at all.
Doing a buy round for the challenges here. There's not enough time here. Now we can get 2 polls done. We can get the next 2 rounds in here.
The next 2 is going to be Looter Shooter. And then we'll just run it every... Well, then we'll just do it every buy phase. So we know the upcoming buy phase. Yeah?
Yes.
Yep.
All right, Quanchi already starting off really strong here, getting a pick off from the top here. I mean, this is an aggressive roamer pick already coming out from the mods. Yeah, I mean, we're seeing the mods here just waiting. Mufin accidentally going for the TK or just picking up someone. I'm not quite sure what ended up happening there, as it looks like the casters are getting ready for this push now.
Already, message is sent out here. Looter Shooter is going to be the next round here. See how that goes. For now, we do have Crunchy trying to get a pickoff on the garage. Flare just barely isn't able to see them. Frosty trying to get some shotgun kills off, I think. Llama might have seen Muffin come in, I'm not sure. Llama takes out Pixel Player. Muffin calmly pushing up. It gets taken out there by Frosty. Flare takes out Llama, and now Ane takes out Flare. The challenge now is going to be Looter Shooter. So, just a reminder here. Sorry, just a reminder here. It is going to be players can only use utility if they loot off the enemy team.
Well done.
Awesome, sounds good. I think we're trying to get the other vote, and then we should be in sync now. If we can get another vote this buy phase, then we're good for the upcoming buy phase, and we're good, right?
Correct. So this round they can only use utility that they loot off the other team's body here. So, unfortunately, because the timetable here, I'm not quite sure if the teams are going to be knowing, you know, they can't use their own utility. It's going to be a bit of an interesting round here. We do have mods up 3 so far here on Hideout. Rough time here. Rise actually shoots Pillow a little bit, unfortunately, trying to shoot out the door for him. Llama is on the back hallway. Might take out Rise if he tries to climb in. Looks like the next challenge is in the chat here. It's going to hive mind or mute up.
Yeah, a reminder, in the challenge, it looks like there's another vote for the upcoming buy phase, not the current one. Mommy Llama getting a pick up off from Flare there. It's going to be hive mind or mute up. I'm kind of curious to hear what that's going to end up being here. But casters are getting set up for this push here as they are now down a player. Moving gets a pick off on Gloomy Melanie, and Pixel Player really trying to get those shots. But Heyne on the back end, they're able to knock out Rise.
Already, it looks like we have the challenge for the next round in soon. Casters trying to just get in these points, but the mods are kind of wiping them out a little bit here.
Yeah, I will say maybe these challenges might be a little more hardcore on the attacking team, it looks like. Because remember, this is Hideout. They should be doing a little bit better. Yeah, it's Quanchi able to knock out Muffin there, only leaving one last player on casters. I think at this point, do you go for a buy? I mean, how hardcore are they going to like take this game? You know, do you play what you generally would do in terms of economy, or do you just kind of play it out knowing that it's just a casual game anyways? Pixel Player trying to do some picks here with a Cadillo in hand, but I think we see Quanchi waiting around the corner there, gets a pick off on a Pixel Player.
It's a great pre-fire there from Quanchi, trying to just take out Pixel Player as he gets some info peeks in. Just not much of a chance there to get into the point, unfortunately, as they all died. Next challenge is coming up, though, here. It's going to be Hive Mind, which, just a reminder... Sorry. Just a reminder here, Hive Mind is going to be the players on both teams. This is important. Both teams must always be in the same room. If they want to change rooms, they have to go together.
That's funny.
So it's going to be an interesting thing here, trying to, you know, not push alone, have to block the same point off here. Obviously, I feel like the defenders can place gadget stuff. The casters can get their positioning here. Outside is its own room. I would say, you know, there's not specific areas of outside.
Right.
But they're going to have to think about where they want to push in, saying as they have to push it together. It looks like they're thinking about going in upstairs. You have Flare, Rise, Pixel Player, and Muffin all formed up on this A hatch. Same with Pillow, who's going to be coming down to join them.
Yeah, Circus. I mean, what do you think is going to be happening here with the mods? You there? Hello?
I think maybe he's having some mic issues.
Got mic issues?
I need a minute. I'm sorry.
All right. Sounds good. Looks like the casters all going in for a big push here on the A side, knowing that no one's going to be on this side unless they all come through the corner there. As Flare gets shot off by Quan Chi, and it looks like they're just getting murdered in that room with that incendiary in hand. Let me get that little replay for another time. But now it's a 4v2 right now, and this is going to be tough. I think casters really, the idea here is you just need a bet on which one they're going to be doing.
I say, unfortunately, with the mods here, they unfortunately just picked, you know, it was a 50-50. They picked the wrong point to cover. You know, having most of their players die, well, I'd say all push the connector. Heine and Gloomy Melanie managing to back out just in time. Pillow taking out Heine and Gloomy, finishing out the round there. A rough round for the defenders.
Yeah, definitely tough right now. But the casters did come out of it finally with a point up themselves. Looking a little bit better. Let me pull this replay up real quick. Definitely a fun little look here in this round as we saw everyone barreling into that A side here. Got that incendiary in that rotation side and killed so many of those mods.
Looks like we do have... the next challenge is actually going to be just like the movies. You know, going to be, let's see, all players must one hand an SMG of their choice here. I had the poll backwards here.
Right.
Here. There we are. All players must one hand an SMG of their choice. It's going to be an interesting thing to watch here to see, you know, one-handing. I feel like you can't one-hand an RCP. That's going to be just like you really
the recoil pattern on that thing already sucks with two hands. I can't imagine with one hand, but I mean, you can do some weird plays, right, with the Viper, with the Omen in hand. It'll be interesting to see what they got. It looks like everyone's running lasers, which actually might be a good idea here.
I feel like it's a great idea to run the lasers here. Flare does take out Quan Chi. This could take it out by his own incendiary there. What happens? Trying to one-hand it out. Heine takes out Pillow. Trying to one-hand Vipers here, it looks like. Pretty good recoil pattern on the Viper there. Heine trying to push out, take out Rise if he can. Pixel Player getting a 2K. Actually, Heine and Llama getting shredded there. Frosty having to one-hand take out 3 of these offensive players. Does take out 2. Rise is at 2 health here.
Yeah, no syringe in hand right now for Frosty. But, I mean, that was a beautiful pick. But this is going to be challenging, right? Does Rise try to go in and get a pick here and hope for the best? Or is Frosty, with the health advantage, going to be able to do it? So Rise has to time this perfectly. And they do! And they do in the end there as the casters secure another point for themselves here.
Next challenge here. Go ahead.
Very sorry about that. I'm back now. Just had to deal with something for a quick second.
No problem.
Sounds good. I mean, what do you see with the upcoming challenge?
It's gonna be quiet game.
The upcoming quiet game. Well then, that's gonna be very interesting to see.
Yeah.
As a reminder, quiet game. Both teams must turn their in-game audio off. They can hear the comms, but no audio cues. So I'm guessing we're gonna see a lot of full rushing going on here. Gonna be an interesting time of it, especially for, I believe, the defenders. It's gonna be, you know, trying to, you know, go off of people running in, you know, seeing things, visual cues rather than audio cues. The defenders right now can't hear repels.
Frag grenades are gonna be a big thing this game as well. If you can't hear them coming for you, it's gonna catch you out.
100%.
Ooh, aggressive start already there coming out from Pixel Player, getting a lot of chip damage on Frosty. I mean, this is going to be a little bit tough for the mods starting off. They don't have any, it doesn't look like any syringes in hand, just utility for picks here. But we might be seeing a pretty aggressive attack here. Never mind, Pillow already, I think they noticed something's going on here. Rise goes in for the pick, playing very aggressive on that window.
I'll say, luckily for Pillow there, he actually got shot at and not hit by the casters beforehand. And so he saw the bullet fly past him. He knew they were on that window. Heine pushing up the stairs, takes out Rise and Muffin. Pixel Player gets the refrag. Now it's just Quan Chi and Gloomy Melanie trying to push in. They have no audio cues here. They don't know where the defenders are. They just have to kind of guess. They can grab EMP if they want for free, though. this next.
Yeah, I'm going to see what these two players do. We have Quan Chi and Gloomy Melanie left alive now in this 3v2 situation. But, I mean, the Spectrals in hand, it's the new half reset. The numbers advantage might be what makes the difference here. As Gloomy Melanie, I mean, only 10 health in hand. Pixel player running all over. But Quan Chi able to pick up a pick themselves here.
Quan Chi and Melanie now in here. Pixel player now alone. Has to figure out where these players are. The sad part is, because you don't have audio cues, you can't hear when they start the plant. So you really just have to, try to push through and know, okay, EMP's down. What point are they on? You don't have that forewarning of the EMP starting to get planted. You can't really block that off with any utility.
Yeah, definitely tough right now for the mods. I mean, what are we seeing here? Sorry, casters.
I can definitely see one thing. I've never seen so much running in one round. That was probably one of the most fast-paced rounds I've ever seen in terms of refrags and things. You don't have to worry about people hearing where you are, then communicating about it. It is very much just down to gun skill for a whole round.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to
100%.
see how the mods come out here. I mean, they'll be on the attacking half themselves now, so they'll be slightly on the advantage against casters. But I will say the party games definitely throw things for a little whirl, so they have to see if they can adjust on the fly here.
Challenge this round. It works. Trust me. Everyone has their red dot sight at 100 right now. And so you have to basically hip fire. Pixel player, movement taking out Frosty and Quan Chi with a grenade. Oh my goodness.
Let me see if I got that on replay. Yeah, it looks like I do. They come out for the shots here. They got the 1, 2, 3K, I think 4. I mean, players from both sides. I mean, that was beautiful coming out from the casters.
Hopefully this next challenge comes out soon and these teams don't have a lot of time.
They need to slow themselves down.
I know, it's going real quick here.
Yeah, I think sometimes when I've done party game related stuff for breachers, you might need to just do it ahead of time because it's kind of complicated.
That's what I'm.
Yeah.
Here's my thought: is what I'm gonna do is for map 3, if we can during buy phase, we vote for each round on the next one. We can figure that out in the in-between, yeah.
Okay. So you just vote per round for the upcoming map. Okay.
Yeah. Looks like we do have the mods going Taurus only. The caster's quickly trying to switch over, but I think they're getting the note a little bit late here. They do all have Taurus. All right, looks like they will be going Taurus only. This is Heine's free round. Taurus only. They do have their own sights back. We do have a garage, hold down here from the casters, trying to really just keep them out. Taurus only, gonna be some limited ammunition plays here. They don't have a lot to work with unless they can pick up their friends' guns. Especially with the Taurus nerf, it's not a one-tap headshot from almost any distance now.
Yeah, gonna be a little challenging for the mods here from shooting outside of sight, but right now they have the most chip damage. Mommy Llama picking up one of the first kills here, and Frosty picking up another pick themselves now in this 5v3. I mean, this is just long-range shots right now for the mods. They're just training their Taurus shots.
100% here. It's gonna be very interesting to see, how the casters are gonna handle the push in here, especially on a 3v5, very low health. Heine one-handing that Taurus to take out Flare, getting taken out by Pillow with the 2K, taking out Llama and Heine. Quan Chi is flanking, might take out Rise here, actually, if he doesn't get flanked himself. Baits out the trips, but does get hit. Now, casters again on a 1v3, pretty common situation it's been so far, unfortunately for them. Rise looking to push in, does get some shots off there, takes out Gloomy Melanie with a great headshot. Body shot there on Quan Chi. Now it is just Rise. Both of them are... Actually, Rise could take 2 body shots here.
Yeah, Rise going in for the aggressive player. Decides to swing in on Frost. He gets the pick off. And that's going to be a big round for the casters here. Able to come back with a 4-5. And this party game's a little closer than I thought it would be. It's kind of interesting to see here.
All done
Rise's
here. Looks
play
like we are
there
gonna
was...
have... Go ahead.
Rise's play there was very... I don't even know how to explain it. It was just fantastic. I mean, very, very aggressive, and that is what we need.
Yeah, no, definitely some good showing from Rise there for sure. I was impressed to see them clutch it up in the end. I think that 1v3, you know, if I saw that correctly, was definitely against them in terms of advantage, but it worked out pretty well for them there. I mean, how did you feel about Rise's performance and honestly the casters in general? Because the mods, they had a great start to that round.
I mean, I think they just needed to stop the long shots because in the end they're not going to be hitting those. They needed, as Rise was in the end, they needed to run up and they needed to hit those shots, but they still brought it back in the end. But they just need to work on getting their start and just strengthening their push from the first second they get in.
Yeah, as it looks like the mods are going to be getting ready to push in pretty soon. Here's the casters just blind fire all over this hatch here. Sorry, this wall here. No chip damage, unfortunately, here.
Well, because the thing with the challenge here is the defenders can't leave the point for any reason. They just have to hold it down. So they kind of have to just pick, you know, one of the 2 points and stick with it, trying to figure out, okay, where are they going to push in? Llama is alone here, I think, just trying to bait the casters into the B point. Probably a good idea here as the mods are forming up to try to take out A. Punchy in arcade does have EMP here, so if they do get taken down by Pillow gets taken down there. Pillow does take out Punchy, though. EMP is actually dropped on A hallway.
Oh,
Llama, 1v3.
Yeah, it comes down to just Mommy Llama on his hatch here in a 1v3 situation. They do see some of the players. I think the lag is unfortunately not helping them out here as they are going to be bunkering up. Again, this is basically a bunker kind of play from coming out from the casters. There's not much else they can do as Flare. He picks them out, and again, as apparently my favorite play got chosen for the upcoming round. Attackers can't enter the point from any way other than a hatch. Oh. Ooh. That's interesting. I mean, that's kind of different here because jump. Oh, but it has to be a jump hatch. I always talk about jump hatches.
Has to be, yeah.
Which actually works out for this site here because there's 2 jump hatches.
I was gonna say it's better than, you know, if we were on a map like Dam or something like that where there's not a lot of hatches directly into points. You know, you have a lot of choices here on Hideout actually. And pick and choose where they want to come in.
I mean, this is a hatch drop one on top of this, so this is perfect timing. But yeah.
Next challenge vote is up in the chat. 5-5 here, casters v mods for the party rounds. Party map here, Hideout. You know, pretty close here. And I'm curious how it's going to turn out here. Circus, you know, it's looking at the strategies from last round. Do you think they're going to, you know, do it well this time? They can't enter the building, but they can peek on other areas. So do you think that's going to be their strategy or trying to get picks from outside?
Yeah, I think they're going to start with the picks.
Oh,
get it going.
Melanie did.
Oh.
I don't think the mods listened. I don't think the mods listened to what the challenge was. Gloomy Melanie entered in the building from a window. That's some AP right there.
No, the point. Remember, it's a bomb site, so A or B. So they're technically good to go anywhere. Technically. But I think the casters are fully aware they have to play the hatches, so they're just watching the hatches. That's not as fun. Yeah, keep going.
That was very well played by the casters. I mean, you couldn't expect them to do much else, really.
Yeah, I think the tough thing about that is because they know exactly how they're going to play. Instead of playing the sites and fighting the hatches, they just go to the hatch itself.
Yeah.
I was going to say, the thing is, with the sided objectives, I am not telling the other team. So they don't have pre-warning, at least, that they are coming in from the hatch. They just know, okay, they blew the hatch. They just know they're coming in from the hatch now.
That's actually kind of insane.
Yeah. No, the like when let's say with the attackers having to stay on point, they didn't know the defenders didn't know that. Or sorry, the other side didn't know that. They are being kept secret from the other side. I've just been telling the other team no challenge.
Oh, okay. I mean, isn't everyone in the same channel though? Don't they all see the challenge?
No. Because there's only one person that is supposed to look at it, and I've been telling them what the challenge is. So as long as they're not, being somewhat unsportsmanlike here, then they won't know the challenge.
But don't they both need to look at the channel?
No, I'm DMing them.
They're looking at. I think they're looking at the channel. Honestly, Bob's putting it in there.
Maybe they are, but I did tell specifically both of those players to not look at Discord and to look in my DMs. So the reason why these players aren't shooting at each other, they have to get a utility kill in order to shoot at each other. So they're trying to juke out utility from each other here.
Oh,
wait, but it's on a teammate, so it doesn't count. Rise.
Oh, yeah! Oh, but he got killed. This is actually kind of hilarious. Wait,
this might come down to they run out of utility.
This might come down to a defender win then by time if they can't get any utility picks.
Well, I will say the offenders could just plant. They don't have to.
You're right, but they can defuse. No, but then they can use the play. So here's the play: you go for go for a plant, and you just camp it with utility.
Unfortunately, the mods right now would have to. The mods right now would have to kill with the breaching foam. Unfortunately, so they just have to watch them defuse. Oh no! I feel like saving utility there would help.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they didn't come into this with strategy in mind, but that's the strategy, honestly. So you come in, you go for the EMP, and then you camp it with your utility. That's the way to do it. So wait, it looks like, who wins this one? The casters won this one out too. So 7-5 for the casters. That is good. I mean, what did you see from that? What did you see from that map in general, Circusaw?
I mean, it's hard to say anything about it. Each round was different. It was just a lot of fun, really. It was, the changes were definitely nice, but it was a very hectic map.
Yeah, no, I love seeing some of these plays. We'll try to figure out this stuff a little bit more ahead of time, so it's a little bit cleaner once we get into it. I think we got to coordinate with Bob, though. Bob, if you're able to potentially do the voting system for this map, and then basically we'll use all of the votes chosen for the map 4. Otherwise, it seems like when you're doing it in the middle of the map, it's a little challenging to get the timing right.
As I say, I think Bob is actually in for map 3, so
great. You
my
know what?
thought is here.
I don't know.
We could pick a few in the casting booth.
We can just do the vote. I mean, we just gotta do it 2 ahead.
True.
Right?
Yeah,
the first two out of the way, and then you get in. It's every bye phase. You're good for the upcoming round.
I could also maybe put like a straw poll or something out. I'm not quite sure because Bob is going to be in for round 3, so we can't have him do. No,
I'm saying for map 4. We just wait till map 4, and then we'll have a little bit longer of a pre-show, and then we get 2 votes out of the way, and that way we're 2 votes ahead. Because it makes sense when you do it but then you remember like the first bye phase is immediately when you enter. So you got to do it for the upcoming round like immediately, which is kind of challenging.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Maybe 2 out of the way, and then it just we know for the next. So we know 2 rounds out, which I guess is a lot easier. Wait, Bob says pick some for next map. Actually, yeah, why don't we just pick some for the next map? We can't run polls without me. Should we just do 6 and then we just vote on the last 6?
Sure, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, then we just vote for the first 6 rounds, and then that way we vote for the second half. Yeah, that works.
So while we're waiting for the casters to get their players back, right? Maybe we can. I'll throw out a few names and we can vote on them.
All right, chat. Let us know if anything stands out. Casting booth, we can talk to, But I'm looking at chat too. If anyone has any strong opinions, we'll be kind of choosing the map 4, not this current map, but map 4's party games.
Yes, Lonkit is best of 5.
No, it's gonna be all 5 maps unless we run short on battery.
Oh. Well
yeah,
done.
they're gonna play it out. But I mean, again, the casters are in good form. Unfortunately, the scoreboard is not updating correctly. So it's 7-4 for map 1, 7-5 for map 2 now. We're coming into a map 3. Technically, we're doing a quote-unquote best of 5. Mods only needed one. Sorry, casters only need one more to win out this series. But I don't know. I was hoping a little bit more from the mods. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I remember season 1, they were smacking us. They were smacking us pretty hard. You know, dare I say mods are washed? I'm just kidding.
They have still been playing good though. They've made the plays, but it's just the consistency that they need to really be working on here.
Right. I mean, we're seeing some numbers come out from them too. I mean, Mommy Llama 12-9, Quanchi 10-8. But that's not to say the casters aren't putting up numbers themselves. I mean, Rise and Flare had such good picks. That last one, Pixel Player too. With that, I didn't think Cadillo with a laser in hand would be so good. But I mean, Pixel Player is doing a good job with it.
100%, yeah. And I think looking at the list here, I can throw out a few. You know, maybe the ones we haven't used here. We have Disco.
Okay.
We have Ultimate Site Retake. We have Bankruptcy. We have...
I want to do Disco. Let's do round 1. It's pistol round. Let's do Disco round 1.
Round 1 Disco?
I'll type it up.
Round 1 Disco.
Okay, you'll type it out? Okay.
Disco. Disco. Keep going. Keep going.
I think we have Mute Up.
Mute Up. Okay.
We've used that, haven't we? Or
No, that was a different one.
Oh, maybe it's like no comms.
That was
That
quiet
sounds like a
game.
no
That was quiet
comms
game.
thing, to be quite honest. Which would be kind of hilarious.
Let's see. And then we have Take a Seat.
Take a seat. Okay.
let's see.
Like crouching? Question mark.
We have Mag Dump.
Oh,
They
I like
shoot. They
that
have
one.
to dump. I like mag dump. Okay, mag dump round 2 could work. 'Cause that's probably like an SMG round. Okay, mag dump.
I think a personal favorite of mine. I think we should do maybe map 3. We should do Buddy System.
Buddy system for round 3.
Yeah,
Okay.
buddy system. Yeah.
Buddy system. 1, 2, 3. We need 3 more. 3 more for that first half.
Let's see. You got Sight for Sore Eyes.
Sore eyes. Okay, interesting.
Alright.
Keep going.
We have a pretty simple one. No Crouching.
Okay.
Let's see.
Have we done burst fires yet? Burst fires galore.
Is that in the list I put in the channel, or is that in the Google Doc? Because Burst Fires Galore is not in the Google Doc.
Oh, is there a Google Doc? Am
There
I looking at
is.
the wrong one?
Maybe.
Oh, the challenge list. Yep, let me have a look at this. I've been going through the disc.
No problem.
Okay.
How about Martini? How about we're on what, round 5 now?
Yeah.
How about Gun Game?
Oh no, we're on round 4. Gun game.
Round
What?
4.
Okay.
Gun Game.
Gun
Gun
game.
game.
Keep going. Keep going.
Round 5 we can do Shotguns Only.
Shotguns only. Bob, can someone hit Bob up and say we are technically ready to go? And then we just need one last round. If anyone in the chat has any interesting ideas, let us know. We'll take it.
Yeah. No, we have
Disco.
a
So okay,
list
so
here,
the
but
first
if you have any
ones are
other ones.
Disco, Mag Dump, Buddy System, a gun game, Shotguns, and then one last one for that first half.
Let's see.
Have we done hold the line?
No, we'll do hold. Well, Hold the Line isn't in the. Oh, actually, yeah, we'll do Hold the Line.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold the
line.
Yeah.
All right, looks like we are
Fantastic.
getting started for this upcoming map here. Let me clean some of this stuff up here. But looks like we'll be hopping right into a... Oh, we don't have an intro for this one yet, so it's gonna be...
Oh.
We don't have it. First time on cast, I guess, or I'm not sure if the All-Stars
Do a
match had
ghetto,
this. But it's gonna
ghetto
be,
intro. Just fly around the building with the free cam.
Yeah, yeah, just gonna be a little mall showcase here. Yes, this is coming up in the upcoming season. You will be able to start choosing this map for your upcoming league matches. Sorry, for season 4 here. We got the map now, Mall, and it's an interesting play. We'll see how this goes. But anyways, we do have the casters starting on defense here. And it looks like they did get in a couple subs.
I would say, Circus, are you comfortable taking over co-casting real quick while I go to the restroom?
Yeah, sure. I'll take over.
Thank you very much.
Hold up. That's not gonna work because you're using a spectator client, right?
I am. I can have it going up on that. I can also, wait until a second, but should have gone through round, but we were deciding stuff. So I can wait until the buy phase and then run off real quick.
If you don't mind, yes.
Yeah, I don't mind. Gloomy Melanie pushing in. Oh, Yellow Hat takes out Gloomy Melanie with a great trip there. Great nade.
Very well done by the mods there.
Right, I'll be right back.
Yeah, how did you feel about that previous round there coming from the mods?
Well, I mean, the push was straight, concise. I mean, it was very, very well played out. I mean, I'm guessing they had to plan that one because it was just a plow through the caster defense there. Very, very well played.
Yeah, no, Mod's definitely doing a pretty good job in that previous round here. I'm not quite sure yet. I haven't played Maul too much, and I haven't seen too much competitive play. So I'm not quite sure whether or not it favors defense or attacking yet. I do think certain sites tend to favor defense. I've seen sometimes where a team try to push it on certain areas, and they just
run back. Maul. Yeah. Oh, already. Maul is definitely, you can see it being defense sided, but it definitely does depend on the attacking team because there are quite a few breach walls, a lot of places to open up. It is very close quarters though.
For sure here as the Ma's getting ready to set up and push in on this first floor here, I guess negative bottom floor, whatever. And it looks like the caster's already getting some shots out here with Quan Chi picking up that first pick already against the casters here.
Mods may be warming up a little bit here. Now casters at a 2v4 actually. Maybe trying to get some plays off. We have Flare. Oh no, I think Flare might have been blocked out by that incendiary. He's just back here holding his head. A little disappointed. Oh, Heine with a fantastic headshot there over on Flare now. Rise trying to get in alone. Does take out Quan Chi. Peeking around the doorway there. Gloomy. Gloomy does get taken out there, but a great flank watch from Llama.
Yeah, I think the Mod's definitely having a lot more fun with it this time around.
Yeah, very, very close pushes here. I mean, straight through the breach, just like last time. Straight through them. I mean, it's definitely working well for the mods over here.
Yeah, do you think the casters can do anything different for their defense?
They need to find the weakest spot because the mods are doing very well at finding the closest door to a breach, getting to that breach, getting through it, and just steamrolling through the casters. So they need to find those doors that they're quite sure they're going to enter through. And I'm not saying do a 3-stack on it. I'm saying try and hold some more angles, take their momentum down because their momentum right now is flying.
Yeah, I will say the casters did get a couple different players on, so maybe the team chemistry is a little different, you know. The casters were struggling at the beginning on map 1, but I think once they got that chemistry locked in, they were doing a good job. So I think the casters just need to do the same thing here. And it looks like mods are having a little bit of fun times here before they get started with the game here. Just playing around with this playground right now. Let's see what is going on as they are just throwing gadgets down that slide.
They threw a primed incendiary down that slide. I half expected it to just take out Gloomy Melanie right then and there. Looks like they're trying to push in here on the food court. Looks like the casters here are just going to be blocking off the points. Mods very quickly pushing straight in on this point. Incendiary to the back. You know, looking at the utility here, Casters have nothing to use, really. They have to purely do this on gunplay.
Yeah, as the Mods got a great entrance on this B side here, now securing it and getting the EMP planted. But it's still a 3. Never mind, it's a 2v. Never mind, it's a 2v2. Sorry, I keep saying that. Between the two, and that is totally wrong. Now it's a 1v2 for the Casters. It's a clutch play right now coming out from Yellow Hat as the EMP is also planted down.
Yellow Hat running forward with his gun down. Unfortunately, gets taken down by Gloomy Melanie. I think the Mods may be picking up some steam here.
Yep.
Maybe, thinking about trying to claim back a few of the rounds they may have lost last time.
Yeah, Mods are getting very confident on this. I mean, I'm not sure how much they've played Maul, but it seems like they've played a lot because these pushes, I mean, the casters are just being caught out, getting picked, and being planted out every single time. It is truly, I mean, it's worrying to see. You think that the casters would pick it up by now and try and go on a bit more of a roam, but the pushes, the defense just isn't there. They need to bring themselves together. They're getting picked too much, really.
Yeah, I think part of it here is that the Mods, may be a little more active players overall. They might have played Maul a bit more, even if they're playing pubs or comp. Meanwhile, over on casters, some of them only really do casting rather than playing. And so if you don't even see the map at all, since you aren't casting it for VRML, it wasn't in the map pool, what are you going to know about Maul? You're seeing it for basically the first time in some of these cases.
I'm not gonna lie, I've definitely made this joke before. I use the spectator client for Breachers more than playing the game in in VR now, which is kind of funny. But that's how much time we spend, just doing the casting stuff alone.
Yellow Hat very patiently waiting up on the stairs here with the shotgun. Mami Llama and Frosty both crouching past, not getting taken down. Now pushing through. Yellow Hat trying to push down, take advantage of the push. Sees both these players, but gets seen by Frosty just in time on the flank watch. Jimmy Marui trying to come around here, almost takes down Gloomy Melanie, doesn't quite get it. Suddenly, Rise is on a 1v3 here. But split push there from the Mods really worked out.
Yeah, they were not expecting that. The caster is definitely struggling right now in this 1v3 situation. Rise gets the pick, unfortunately gets that refrag there from Mami Llama. And looking a lot better for the Mods. We're looking at a potential 7-0, depending on this momentum here. I mean, what do you expect to see?
I mean, the switch round from the casters then, it was quite good. They had the Roma. They used their players, but it's the Mods. I don't know what it is about them this round, but
yeah,
they are just, they've gone about 20 times better within 10 minutes. So
they're locked in. They're locked in right now.
Oh yeah. They are not getting the humiliation.
Some of our soft trash talk and went, no, we have to claim our dignity back, right?
Yeah, I will say I don't think we saw any subs, right? So if anything, the casters did receive subs, but again, I think the team chemistry is a little bit tough. They might be coming in cold on top of that. Something to consider. They might be coming in cold, not doing too much here. And I will say team chemistry is a huge deal in this game, right? You're coming in, you're not feeling totally up to it yet. It might throw off the flow of the game because they had a good thing going. I'm not even gonna lie. That's why I started trash talking the Mods, right? But we'll see again as the Mods start again from the playgrounds as they get ready for this push on the mall. Oh.
Hane is actually droning them in. Gloomy Melanie getting a great play space off there to take out Yellow Hat. I'm not surprised to see a drone come out, but honestly, I mean, I guess I am surprised. I didn't expect them to pull out a drone. I thought maybe they would just push straight in with this momentum.
Nah, they want to play this right and play this as aggressive as they can. And it looks like they are coming in pretty soon here already. Mods, again, go for the same side here on B. Shimi able to finally get that pick off. And that double pick there in the end. Heyday goes for the swing. Gets the 2K in the end there. Oh. And I mean, nothing else I can say right now, but the Mods are definitely killing it.
It nearly swung in the caster's direction there when Shimi got that kill off, making the EMP drop directly in front of him. if he was only able to get just some better positioning in time before that wall blew, they had a much better chance of getting that round off. It was just unfortunate the timing there. Mods played that really well. You know, Circus, with them going for a full buy over there, what do you think the play for the casters is here?
I mean, for the casters, this round is really about trying to get that 5-1 curse, because if they don't, this map is not looking good for them. I mean, this is a last attempt, really. If they get to this 6-0, I would be very surprised if they pull this back now.
Yeah, definitely. Somewhere they have some space here for the casters. They gotta really lock in though and make sure they have everything done perfectly. Otherwise, you're right. Mods have amazing momentum right now, and I would not be shocked if they came out 6-0 at this point. Looks like the Mods are mixing things up as they have a couple of nuts in hand with one of my favorite. Never mind, Fleur getting a pick off there, but Gloomy Melanie with the refrag as Rise goes in for the swing and still gets knocked off themselves.
Jimmy gets pushed out by Gloomy here. Gloomy might pick up a 4K. He barely doesn't get it off. What a grenade there from Hane. What the heck?
S-tier frag.
Yeah, I would say. And you know, in Bob's words there, S-tier frag, 100%. Speaking of Bob, he's going to get pushed by Quanchi out of the connector here. Hopefully he knows someone's coming. He just checked it. Barely misses her. Will he check back in time? He sees her and takes her out. Bob clutches it up.
5-1 curse.
And you know, this is what we always say. It's so hard to get that 6-0. Like, it's such a big deal when a team actually gets that 6-0, right? And definitely credit to the casters here finally securing a win there after a very, very tough, you know, 5-win streak coming out from the Mods.
You know, breaking them down a little bit here. Maybe this is a chance for the casters to pick up some momentum.
Especially want to see Gibby Bob hitting those shots again. That last minute play definitely has saved them in this game, because 6-0 is close to impossible to come back from. At least when you're on 5-1, you know, you've got the tiniest bit of leeway, especially when overtime's on, that you can let one round go if you ever really need to. But this side for them is gonna have to be just straight offense. I mean, if they're not playing this aggressively, if they're not getting those picks, it's not going to be looking good for them.
I will say both teams sharing the same brain cell, starting out on the on the playground before spreading out.
I was wondering, like, is everyone just doing this because they know they're on the cast, or because they just always do this? And the fact that you're right, both teams did it when they're on the same site here is kind of hilarious here. But anyways, casters getting started on this top floor here. Looks like they're going themselves for a very similar push on B, but we're seeing a very different defense coming up on the Mods here. They're playing very aggressive. Already shots coming out here, some chip damage traded, but nothing quite more than that.
Really early incendiary there from the Mods. The casters could really just wait that out. They don't even need to try to push through or ego that. Looks like we do have an incendiary out from the casters as well. Might get taken down. Flare almost gets taken down by a S-tier frag there. Nearly takes down Llama as well. Hane gets taken down by Bob. Quanchi takes down Flare as Llama gets the frag off on Rise. Suddenly, this isn't looking great for either team. Gloomy Melanie trying to push up here, get the refrag. Yellow Hat and Bob both pretty low. If they can get the kill off on Gloomy, though, Yellow Hat clutches it up. Now it's a 1v1. Yellow Hat runs away from the EMP, actually. Looks to be just going for the kill. Maybe he didn't know the EMP was back on the body. Maybe he doesn't care. Oh, he didn't know. He just looked down to look for it.
Well, he picked it up and threw it behind him, so
yeah, I was wondering maybe he thought he had the auto pickup, you know, but we'll end up seeing here. I'm not sure if Frosty knows it's over there, and if this is just perfect timing.
Well, he would have just got those audio cues then.
Yeah, I know. It looks like they might have thought Yellow Hat might have gone for a pit. No, they are not aware. Yellow Hat goes in for the big swing, goes to A alone, decides to Hail Mary this as they go in for the plant pretty soon. And at this point, it's up to Frosty if they can catch up.
Frosty opting to crouch up rather than trying to run up. Now running, now the EMP's planted. Yellow Hat's free to back up. if he wants to, as far as he really can. Frosty pushing in. Yellowhead has the comms, decides to push out.
Oh.
Frosty gets it off. I think mods are going to pick up their 6th round on Maul. That is rough. The casters are going to have to get 6 rounds in a row to win this. That's a tough proposition for any team. Even ones that have fantastic team chemistry. It's just not something you come back from easily.
I mean, Caster's eco this round, it's okay. Isn't looking too great. But, I mean, they needed, with Yellow Hat at the end then, to sit back, wait for those picks, and get them on the EMP instead of constantly peeking out and trying to get them. Because when it's in a 1v1 situation like that, and you're battling for that 6th round, you really need to be playing it back, watching out for... I mean, he could have always gone into that room behind him, tried to get the wall bang onto the EMP, but in the end, it just needed... I mean, it was aggressive the whole game, but they needed to slow down their roll at the end and try and... Because they were on low health, they needed to try and get that pick, otherwise it was the game. Rise was very mad right there.
Yeah, I was hoping to see maybe a better post-plant situation coming out from the casters there. It didn't quite happen in the end. And they had the Taurus in hand, right? So even though they had the health disadvantage, they could have potentially still been able to get that head pick. But it still would have been challenging. I get it. And that's definitely asking a lot here. But anyways, casters getting started on this second floor here, I believe. Or first, I forget. Flurry really going to pick off already on Heyday. And Bob starting off with one against Frosty. This is a great start right now for the casters.
Let's say Heyday egoing out a little bit there, one-handing the Taurus, really trying to get that off. I think Rise maybe replicating that. A great one-handed incendiary there to block off the back roam. If they can push straight into point here, they can take out Blooming Melanie. They have full point control now. Player goes to plant. Now the mods have to push in through their own connector to get into the point. Banshee going for the flank, sorry. 1v1 here. Now,
yeah,
Martini,
down
what do you
Flare
think?
now and a Quanchi. I'm waiting to see what this develops into. I think Quanchi's aware of where they're at. Does go for the swing, and that's a beautiful swing if I've seen one, and this is a beautiful finish. It looks like for the mods here, they're going to be finishing out their first map with a win, finally, as maybe a little too excited here from Quanchi. But hey, let's finish it out. Finally, the mods getting a win, and I mean, that is a clean sweep if I have seen one. 7-1. How are you feeling about this performance now, finally, from the mods?
I mean, the mods, they really stepped up their game here. The aggression, straight through the walls, straight through the casters' defense. And then the same, they were playing very aggressively on their defense as well. We could have seen something more hatch-sided for the casters. That would have very much helped them. But all in all, amazing gameplay from mods on that third map.
For sure. I mean, what did you think about that Plague Doctor? We finally saw the mods step up, and I mean, not just step up, I would almost say clean sweep the casters there. 7-1 is a great performance and nothing to scoff at. I mean, we're coming into now a 5th map finally for the casters, and I'm wondering, can they get another win here? Can they... Sorry, 4th map. What am I saying?
I was going to say 4th map, yeah.
We still have 2 more maps. So I'm excited to see what's going to end up happening here. Things will change up a little bit, though. Remember, this is map 4. We've decided half of the map already in terms of those rounds, in terms of what we're going to be doing for the party games. If we do this correctly, I think Bob's finally off, so we can do this again. The first half, we'll be doing votes again in the YouTube channel. You'll be voting not for the upcoming round, but for the upcoming half. So we'll be voting for the first 6 rounds, voting for the second half, because we already decided on the first half in that previous map during that pre-game show. Sounds good. All right. Looks like we should be getting started up here pretty soon. Looks like we'll be seeing some switches coming up from both the mods and the casters.
So this is the end of my time. I'm handing over to Rise. It's been a great cast, and I'll see you guys later.
right, sounds good. We'll see you around. Circus Saw, appreciate for coming on here. And yes, they did mention that Rise will be coming on pretty soon here. I'm not sure if Rise is ready yet, but Rise, I think you're in the chat. If you're in the chat, hop in pretty soon. And we can get started pretty soon. But thanks again, Circus Saw. We'll see you around. Or stay in the chat, you know, watch what's going on with the cast and have fun with us. You can do, I don't know what you're doing, but you can do whatever you want, right?
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. Goodbye.
Of course. Later, man. And then we'll be having Rise hop in and subbing in a bit here. I think Rise said they're pretty ready here. But we'll see. But again, we're waiting anyways. We're waiting anyways for the Mozzicasters to get set up here because they are taking their time.
As they
Hello.
How's it going?
What's up, Rise? How you feeling? How you feeling?
Yeah, that was quite possibly the most fun I've had on Breaches in a long time. I mean, especially with the challenges in that second map. And, you know, I'm really happy I get to cast it now instead of playing it. But yeah, no, it was really good, and I hope it looked
How
good.
was the party games one? It's kind of weird playing, you know, Breachers with a different set of rules, right?
It's so weird, but it's so fun. Genuinely so fun. I mean, I was chasing around someone with trip mines for the whole round, and just to get a kill on them. So, you know, it's I wish whoever's playing next good luck, because it takes some brain power, you know. You have to kind of change up your strategies and what you're doing. So, yeah, best of luck to whoever's doing that next.
Yeah, definitely. It was fun to watch. I mean, some of them, it's funny because you watch them, you're like, oh, that's interesting. And then you're like, wait, there is definitely a better way to do the strategy. But when you're told the party game for the first time in game, you're probably like, what the heck? I think my favorite one was that utility kill one where you had to get a pick with utility. And then you can start shooting with your gun. And it was just hilarious to see everyone running around, try to get a utility pick and bait it out. And then it was hilarious when I saw, I think, the attacking side say, hey, why don't we just plant? And then they did, but they were out of utility, so they couldn't kill the planter, defuser, sorry. And it was hilarious to watch, for sure.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, some cool little strats coming out here and there, and, you know, when you're trying to figure out, we were like in the buy phase, we're like, wait, just let them plant, because what are they going to do? They can't kill us. So, you know, it was definitely an experience, to say the least. And, you know, as a caster now, I'm kind of getting a bit nervous because mods do have a round on their hands, so, you know, it could be anyone's game.
It's looking better than Season 1, because I was telling Plague, you know, earlier on the cast, like, Season 1, we got, I won't say stomped, but we got beat up. We got beat up by the mods, for sure. It definitely hurt the ego a little bit. So it was definitely a cathartic, I think, to see the casters kind of do a pretty good job in the first two maps. Reminder, again, map 1 was 7-4 for the casters, 7-5 for the casters, and then 7-1 that we just finished up for the mods here. So technically, we're 2-1 in terms of map wins here between the casters and mods. So I'm kind of curious to see how this upcoming map, you know, goes, if they can switch it up. It is, again, the party game map, so things are a little bit different than we normally had seen here. So just, again, waiting on these subs coming in, and then we'll get started pretty soon when we can.
Yeah, I mean, I'm, again, super excited for this next map. I think it's, I think we might be going to Dam. I'm unsure on that, but, you know, a big map. Definitely will be hard to get those util kills if we end up playing those party rounds, you know. It'll be very fun to do so. I think in the chat there, the first challenge is disco, so both teams have to play with a laser on. No matter what gun they're using, they have to be using that laser sight. So it'd be really funny to see whose aim maybe drops a little bit without the holographic or the red dot, or even some of the new reticles that they added. You know, is their aim as good?
I haven't seen them yet. Are they cool?
I think they're pretty good, honestly. I mean, I'm sticking with the OG holographic, but I've heard some people, you know, they've been using, like, there's a half circle now, which is like half a holographic.
Oh, okay, so it feels more like those, like, COD reticles, like you can have more options now. Oh, that's so cool, dude. I love that. I gotta hop in and, you know, run a couple rounds. It's not a joke when I say I actually use Spectator Clan more than the game at this point. Like, it's literally not a joke, bro. Like, now when I get an update, I'm not updating my VR headset. I'm updating my Steam to update my Breach of Spectator Clan, which is kind of insane. But,
yeah.
You know, that is the casting life, right, at this point.
Yeah, exactly. And I can't wait to get into it next season. You know, it's a big change being on the other side of the booth for once. But hopefully, I'll be the one seeing the amazing plays.
Well, no, so we talked, I was talking with them earlier about their casting experience, how they got into it. Have you ever casted before, or this like your first time? What's your experience?
I did some towards the end of Echo's life, I did some community casting over there, and then more recently.
R.I.P. Echo. Everyone, I love hearing like the amount of people that were impacted by Echo blows my mind. But I love that. I love how many people were impacted by it, because like I was doing Echo stuff too. It's really cool to hear.
But yeah, no, I did some casting on some APAC finals in the first couple of seasons, which was fun with my boy Jonesy. And then I did some casting at the EU LAN, which was last year. And,
awesome! I love that.
Yeah, I've just loved it. I mean,
you've done IRL cat. It's different, right? It's different.
It's terrifying. It's really
Trust
scary.
me, I've done hundreds of hours of casting at this point, and when I did the VRML Con LAN, it's just different. When you're in person, I think it's harder. It's so much harder. And yeah, you're right. The nerves are just so different, but it's so exhilarating because you can actually see people live and see the people that you talk with and interact with, and it's a very different experience. I think for both sides, right? Even the players have told me the same thing, where it's so different to play live, and that's why I'm really hoping VRML Con is a thing again this year, because it's such a great experience to see and do in person, because you can't mimic that, right? Like, as much as VR is great, you do all these things online, talking to people in person, it just hits different, right?
Yeah, I definitely agree. And even being EU, I'm not able to attend these VRML cons, unfortunately, but they're still really, really nice.
I'm waiting for a world tour. VRML Con. That would be insane. And then finally, for once, people can settle who's better, EU or NA? And I'm like, I think that's such a bad question, because yes, technically there's way more players in NA, but like I've seen some bangers on the EU side. I'm not even gonna front.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's and hopefully, I'm hoping to get some more casts out in the EU scene next season. Looking to make this next season the best season that Breaches has ever seen. So fingers crossed I can stay true to that and see who co-casts with me along in my journey. Maybe I'll see you again, Martini, at some point in the future.
I've always said I gotta do an EU cast, maybe get a little charity cast, because I never do EU stuff, but like the timing, it kind of does work out for my like Fridays, sometimes the weekends too, because for me it's like midday, so it's not that bad. I can do like a 3, 4, 5 p.m. cast, or 2. Yeah, it's like pretty early. But anyways, enough chatting here. Looks like we'll be getting pretty started here on this upcoming site. Looks like they did choose Damn for the upcoming one. And
so getting into it here, we are actually going to have some challenges going for this map again. Party round. We have the first 6 already chosen. First one is going to be Disco. Disco is, you must have a laser on your gun, and it must be on at all times. You cannot turn off your laser.
Yeah, again, it's like I said before the game. Maybe we'll see some people hip firing. You don't really need to bring the gun up to your face when you have that laser on.
I fully expect hip firing, right? I mean, what else can you do at this point? With the fact that it's always going to be showcasing your position. That's the hardest part about the laser, right? Like, I've seen some good utility when people use it, but the biggest factor that I think is the con of it is people can see you. Like, people can see you pretty definitively where you're aiming and so many different things. And that's a big deal in Breaches, having that increased information, right?
Definitely. And, I'm already seeing in the chat the next poll going out for the next round. So if you want to see one of these, either Hive Mind or Barricade used in the next round, make sure to vote. And we're already in. And
second half, upcoming half, not next round, upcoming half.
Oh, sorry, the upcoming half. Apologies. So we're already straight into it with the laser sights. Pillow taking out Llama DK with the Taurus and laser sight, but Pillow takes out another, but Gloomy takes out Shimmy on the backside, and it's just a 3v2 instantly here as Mods are in the lower hand. Yeah,
Mods doing a pretty solid job here in terms of health economy, taking out 3 players, now a 2v2 between these two teams. Your casters are struggling to get in through this choke right here as Yellow Hat goes in aggressive, and they do get the pick, but it now comes down to Frosty, and yep, I'm not surprised there. Frosty had 100 health, I think Hoopin had 20 health in hand there. I mean, what did you see in that previous round?
I think, looking at the B push there at the back, it's a tough push to do, especially if you do have that challenge where you have to have your laser on, because once you're in, there's no sneaking where you're aiming. There's no sneaking when you're trying to come around a building unless you keep your pistol pointed at the ground or in your holster, which are both very slow to try to bring it up, especially on a pistol round. So I feel like, trying to emphasize with the challenges, trying to change your plays with the challenge, especially, the second play this round, it does affect both teams. mag dump. So if you're using an SMG, when you start holding down your trigger, you just have to hold it down the whole time. So maybe using a semi-automatic weapon rather than using an automatic weapon is going to be really useful here, because, you know, you have to, with mag dump, you have to really make sure there are multiple enemies near you, or else you really only have 4 shots, depending on the gun. You really only have like 4 mags. So we'll see how they try to get that out here. Looking at the push, seems like they're a pretty late start, heading up into security.
You're probably just trying to figure out what play they're going to do with these fun little randomizers we have on today. And maybe, like Plague Doctor did just say, we are setting up for a security push, but Llama DK looks like he's heard a couple of noises on this window, and in comes Movement, and I'm wondering if we might see a swing from Llama DK, and we do, and he gets one. Can he find the second? Oh, not quite, as Pillow picks up the refrag with the Jesper.
Yellowhead. Sorry, is that Yellowhead that went in with the... Who got the Jesper there? Anyways, doesn't matter. Cass is off to a solid okay start here. Sorry, okay start here. Frosty able to get a pick up by themselves. Quashi gets a 2K there in that hallway with Pillow, able to finish that one up here, and has the mag dump, but unfortunately no one is there waiting for them. And now coming down to just Heyne and Gloomy Melanie, and that's a great finish. And that was a fast finish for the mods, by the way, as it's a little... I mean, that mag dump challenge is definitely hard. How do you really play around that?
I mean, I feel like I said before, you need to make sure there are multiple enemies near you. So I think a fast push is probably a good idea. If you can get into the point and hold it on a chokehold, you can wait until they have to push you. You know there's going to be probably at least 2 people pushing that door at a time. So you can at least get some good economy. And I think because you know that they're going to be just full mag dumping, you can, you know, try to bait it out even. You know, you can try to do an info peek, they shoot at you, and they can't stop.
Right.
What else are they going to do?
Yeah, no, it's fun to see the mag dump. Like, I think I saw one, who's that last player there? I forgot who, but they got the shot off, and you're like, oh no, they had to like really finish off this mag dump. So they kept going because they were about to stop like a normal player would, and they're like, oh no, I got to keep going. And then they just shot at the wall, and I was like, it was funny. It was funny to watch for sure.
So this next shot is... Sorry, go ahead.
So I say Pillow lost alive trying to dodge the bullets, weaving left and right, but unfortunately the round did go to the mods, and we're on to this 3rd round now, and again we're seeing mods starting to come back. They're winning these rounds over the casters, and you know they have had the same 5 people for 4 maps now, so you have to sense that chemistry is starting to climb. If this wall does go down, shots traded back and forth straight away. Again, the buy phases being longer than the rounds themselves at this point.
Yeah, again, this one is going to be funny. It's called the Buddy System. Players cannot reload their own guns. Someone else has to. Frosty gets a shot off there on Shima Marui, and this is a tough entrance here coming out there. Heyne goes for the swing on the back, gets the first, but loses to Muffin. I keep saying Muff. But Gloomy Melanie for the refrag there on Muffin. Now coming down to just Yellow Hat in the end here. But, I mean, a 1v4. I mean, what do you think, man? Do they go in for the save? Do they say, you know, let me just send it? What are you feeling?
It's just a rough thing here, you know, with the buddy system. Obviously, Yellowhead is last alive, so he can reload himself. But, you know, during the round, it's really tough for me, even, right, to defeat your muscle memory of, all right, I shot, I'm safe, let me reload my own gun. You know, you have to defeat that muscle memory. You have to push together. If you don't, then you're just sitting there, you know, twiddling your thumbs, trying to take someone out. So, luckily, since Yellowhead is alone, he can reload, but other players can't. They're trying to ego push him, it looks like. Yellow Hat knows he can try to get EMP here.
Right, Rise, how is this current round going right now?
Yeah, I think I'm starting to wonder, does Yellow Hat actually have the upper hand here? He can reload himself, and he does find one. Frosty starts to shoot, but he can't reload by himself, and I'm seeing like almost a stash of guns at the back of sight there on their feet that they can just choose from if they need instead of reloading. And Yellow Hat choosing now just to take the slow approach with only 35 seconds left on the clock.
Definitely challenging. You're right? They have to kind of dance around, figure out they can't reload it themselves. They just kind of mag jump themselves, if anything. But they could hold on to another gun, but it doesn't matter as that round finishes up there. And that is a good finish again from the mods there, Plague. I mean, what are we seeing from the mods?
I think the mods are really choosing to play for the challenge as much as they can. You saw, you know, especially on that round, I feel like the defenders did have a little bit of advantage because they can stay together a little bit more. But, you know, the casters having to push in on the point where the mods are sticking directly next to each other, they can just drop the gun on the ground get it reloaded by their friend, you know, they don't have to spread out too much. And I think, above all, the mods here are playing very smart. They're not trying to ego peek out. They're not trying to overextend too much. They're really working on trying to just play as a team.
They're definitely good showing from the mods for sure. I mean, it almost feels like they're adjusting better, right, to these strategies and these little games that we have going on for this map.
Yeah, I agree. And, you know, you'd assume by map 4 they're starting to feel a bit fatigued, but to be honest, the opposite has happened. It's as if they've gotten better over the last 4 maps. And, you know, as a player myself, I would have been getting absolutely knackered by this point. I mean, like, it is hard to go 4 maps back to back to back, no breaks, and keep this level of consistency, but they're managing just fine, and the hatch below will signal the start of this round.
Yeah, it looks like the casters, again, trying to figure out how to get their footing in this map here, as it's been challenging. 3-0 right now for the mods. It's looking really, really good for them. So a rough start right now for the casters as they are coming into this upcoming round. Looks like gun game. Players can buy anything, but once they kill someone, they have to choose the gun from that body, which is kind of a funny little game here. Looks like the Incendiary coming out and a utility pick here. And Frosty and Heyne able to finish that one out here. And Quanti getting another pick themselves.
Yeah, loads of util down that hallway. Ended up being Mufin's deathbed, I believe, and we're now down to a 4 versus 2, but the gun situation for the mods, I was going to say it wasn't looking good, but it's looking fine, and Shimmy Marie with the long-ranged RCP kill, that's hard to do, will take out Quonksy, but Gloomy with the swing out finds Pillow, and now the casters again back in this 1 versus X situation, the clutch situation. Can he do it this time, though? They've had a couple now. You'd assume they'd be starting to get better, but, you know, it's anyone's game at this point.
I think it's a little tougher, right, for the attacking side, as they just got picked off in the end there. But Shimi, I think, got the pick, right, on one of the mods. But the thing is, they can't shoot again unless they pick up their gun, which is a little bit in a dangerous spot, right? So for the mods, I think it's a little bit more favorable of a round, as they can just easily hold down a position and kind of go pick up that enemy they just finished up there. But anyways, I mean, what are we seeing right now, Plague, from the mods here? They're just, again, doing great performance, great momentum.
A great performance, great momentum, and I think a big emphasis there was trying to get blood for blood, is what I would say, where the mods knew, you know, they're on defense. They don't have Peeker's advantage. However, if they can just get a kill off, even if they can't go grab a rifle, they're alive, the other person's dead, they can wait until their teammates can get a kill as well. Everyone really only needed to get 1 kill.
Right.
It was going to be rough for the casters. They really needed the mods to roam there in order to get that round off, I would say. Or they needed to just go for a straight up quick plant onto one of the points and then holding it down to be able to grab the guns as soon as they walk in the building. And I think it's going to be about the same for this round.
Is there anything you think the casters can do different potentially to really mix it up? Or is it really just struggling with chemistry or strategy?
I think the casters need to push a little quicker if they can. You know, just lean into having, you know, being on attacker on Dam here, you can lean into having a lot more ability to move fast, right? You can blow up walls, you can blow hatches, you can blow everything you want. You could come in, even on this point, you could come in on the 3rd floor and then drop down into the point. I think changing it up a little bit would help a lot here. I'm going to pass this on to you.
And it looks like a tough start right now for the casters, already being picked up 2 players. And it's a little bit rough for their start as they lost another player. Never mind, Movement getting picked up there by Mommy Llama. Now coming down to just a 2v4 right now for the casters. It's looking really tough as they lose another player. And I'm trying to finish my wording, but they lost another player.
Yeah, I was going to say, casters had a good idea going for the long-range sight with the Canuts there, trying to use distance to their advantage. But the mods were on the upper hand. They knew what they were up to. And they've come out alive with 3 players still alive. And that was just a round to forget for the casters, to be completely honest with you.
Oh, for sure.
And yeah, I mean, we're going to head into this last round before the side switch. And just waiting to see what challenge they may have. Plague, have we got any news on that?
Looks like the last challenge here that was pre-picked is going to be hold the line. So the defenders, you know, before the round they can keep moving. After their buy phase ends, defenders can't move. They are stuck there until they win or they die. This is their post.
Oh man, I'm like, where do you choose to stand there? I mean, that's gonna be a very interesting choice by the mods here. I think this puts them at a disadvantage. If the casters are smart about how they do this, they can get an easy plant and win that one out. Because wait, they can't defuse then, right?
Correct. The trick here is the casters don't know that unless, you know, they got some news from Bob or something. They don't know that the mods can't move. And so they're going to be watching everything as if they're going to get pushed. Which the mods, you know, pretty well spread out here.
Oh, the Heyne will find one, but he's stuck, and he gets shot from down the hallway by Shimmy Marie with the Marie, an absolute classic. And yeah, you can see, look, Mummy Llama DK and Quonksy have some sort of like totem pole going on in the middle of both sites there, trying to get as much of an advantage as they can. And Yellow will take out Mummy Llama DK, and it's now just Quonksy left on that totem pole on his own. Sorry, on her own. And it's now a 4 versus 3, so, you know, the mods did get a pick. But again, like you said, if casters can get that EMP planted, then could be the end for the mods here. So Nate goes through and almost takes
Oh yeah, it's a great start right now for the casters, picking up another player already. Now down to Squanchy. Second pick coming out, but it doesn't matter as that frag is gonna knock him down for the count. And it looks like Frosty might have picked the worst position, I think, in this party game, as they're now stuck in that back area. I'm kind of curious to see if anyone's gonna accidentally get a pick for Frosty here. If Frosty gets a pick here, I'm dropping $5 in the chat, because there's no way, you know, from that position they do anything at this point. You know, can you go? They have the incendiary. They could go for the self kill.
He's like a sentry turret. He's just stood in one position. He can't move apart from looking around on his left and his right. And Pixel was looking to get him an over aggro there, but didn't quite find him. And the EMP is slowly ticking down. And this is definitely around. God, this is Frosty. That's Pixel. That's $5 out of Martini's account straight away.
Yo, I gotta drop this right now. Why would you do? Are they listening to the cast right now? Man. Anyways, playing. I mean, what have we seen that previous round? Some interesting choices coming out from the mods here.
I have to say, I feel like if I was Frosty during the buy phase, if I'm thinking about roaming, I'm gonna listen for sound cues as much as I can, really. You really can't afford to roam the other side of the building and suddenly you're stuck up there as the EMP goes down. But I think with the 5-1 curse now, actually, you know, the mods may have to put some work in here. Casters are now on offense, and they don't have to, they don't have that challenge from last round. They're able to move around a lot more. I'm curious if the casters are able to get off a round here on defense on Dam. You know, it's very possible they might, especially with a new challenge here. Hive Mind coming back. All these players have to be in the same room. And so, you know, we'll see. You know, the points here on Dam are a lot more open, I would say. And so it really is, like, this whole point is basically a single room. So it's going to be a bit of a funnel here for the mods. They have to enter in on a single hallway at the same time. Meanwhile, the casters are kind of free to watch it since they're all in the same room, really. Haney gets a great shot up there. Go ahead.
Using the Taurus, that's what he's going for. I was gonna say, maybe Hive Mind isn't so bad on these pistol rounds, but Pillow will find Heyne with his Taurus, and down goes the Taurus King. And now just shots traded back and forth through the wall. He goes to the backside, and Shimmy Murray will find Quonksy with the Spectral of Lupin, barely making it out of an instant alive. His toes were on fire right there for a second.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of a good advantage right now. Never mind, Gloomy gets to pick off on Yellow Hat there. Now in his 3v3 with a bad health economy for the mods here. It's an interesting choice, right? The mods, because the rooms are so big, right, in damage, it's kind of favorable for them as Frosty gets another pick up there. Now leaving just this 3v2. But again, that health economy is looking tough right now for the mods. Sorry, the casters. I gotta switch that name real quick. So I gotta switch these real quick. Pillow getting another shot off now. Only 2v1 for the mods here. It's looking really, really good. Pillow's gotta do something here, as they're at this point the single hive mind.
That's the thing, though. He can sort of figure out where they are. If he knows the site is clear, he knows that one of them won't be lurking on site. They're both in the same room, and all he has to do is find 2 headshots with his Taurus, and he will clear sight. So he knows that they're in the hallway somewhere, but the question is where. That's not a small room. It's a pretty large room, and they could be absolutely anywhere. They could be together. They could be split apart, and in fact, they are playing it together here. So he needs to get some quick headshots, and he finds one. Can he find the second? But no, Gloomy with the quick reaction time will take out Pillow. 6-1 to the mods.
Frosty's headset just died, unfortunately. So it looks like they're trying to get Bob in to fill for the mods.
No, Bob can't do that. He's a caster. He'll betray us.
He technically, I believe, was a mod and or is modding. So he could do it, but am I gonna be a little bit hurt by that. Yes, if he starts fragging out, I'm definitely be even more hurt by this. Yes, but hey, here we are.
Yeah, it's the off season, you know. It's a bit of fun. So I think it'll be fun to see Bob compete against the casters for once instead of being on their side. So yeah, we'll see. They might not even need him, to be honest. I mean, he has a 5-point lead. They could get this map over and done with before Bob is even in the lobby.
I don't know if you peeped the next challenge. Next challenge is no crouching.
Ooh.
So you can't really play space when you can't crouch or anything like that. You really need to put some work in here, and I'm probably gonna see a lot of bot walking here, especially from bot Jonathan. You know, unrelated, obviously.
Yeah, it looks like as we get a start here for the mods, getting ready for this push. Again, this is game point at this point, and again, the caster's looking really rough for where his movement starts off here. Gets a shot off finally on Jonathan, so it's not the biggest pick here as Pillar goes into the swing. Gets the pick up on Hey, now leaving only 3 players left on the mod side.
Yeah, this is good for the mods. They have that player advantage. Sorry, this is good for the casters even. They have the player advantage. 5 players to 3, and you have the eco advantage there. I mean, Llama DK does have that Cadillo. Does need to land a couple headshots, but Pillow will take out Quancy as Pixel takes out Clumian. Bodies flying everywhere. Casters come out on top, getting their second round on the board. Maybe the comeback will begin now.
I hope we get this challenge here.
Yeah, getting down but not out. But hey, they are doing their best to keep in here. It is what it is. 2 and 6. They needed to get 4 more points to force this into an overtime here. I mean, what are we seeing?
I think we're waiting on the challenge here, just from the vote, just because I think they're trying to call Bob in here. But you know, a great play there from the casters, being able to get that round off. Especially, you know, they had to bot walk over there, but they used that to their advantage. I would say they knew that the mods would be at head level, so they can just pre-fire some doorways as they try to push in. I think, you know, mods are trying to get some great plays off here. They don't have as much momentum as they did on the previous map, I would say. I think maybe casters picking up some steam, picking up some better guns as well.
Yeah, they're using that player advantage to their advantage. I mean, this time last map we were done and dusted. It was 7-1 to the mods. But I tell you what, I'd love to see an overtime today. We're up to our 4th map now. We've not seen an overtime yet, so fingers crossed the stakes do ramp up as we begin this 9th round now. Casters need to win this round if they want to continue, and they look like they have that eco advantage with a lot of Jespers, and down goes Hey instantly to a grenade.
Yeah, definitely a tough spot right now for the mods as they're down that player. They can't really do too much here, but they can really adjust around it as much as they can. I'm kind of shocked, though, to see that they can't pick someone up. Looks like they're going to be a little nice and allow bot takeover here as Hey does take over. Pillar goes for the swing here, gets the shot off on Mommy Llama, but Gloomy Melanie for the refrag as Yellow Hat able to finish that one up there, too, in the end. Now only 2 players left now on the mod side. And somehow their bot did not die, surprisingly.
Yeah, so
sorry.
Quickly with the challenge, sorry. Unfortunately, the vote came back a little bit late, and so I think one of the teams knew it was supposed to be ball Jespers, the other one didn't. That's why we had that mix up with some Jespers, some non.
I was going to say, it was a weird strat. The mods just full buying Jespers, especially when they have the money, but, you know, Pixel player, with the Viper breaking the rules. That's at least 2,000 AP right there for
You know what? Let's just allow a 1v1 right now with Quanti, and then maybe that makes up for the rest of this. I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, Pixel doesn't look like he's holding back as Quanxi does lose half his health, and he has to get 2 kills. Jesper, and you know, Mupin's using a Taurus as well. It's all gone out the window. Pixel's trying to explain to him, you know, you can't use the Taurus. It's Jesper's only. Go find the Jesper. Come back when you have a Jesper, and we'll continue this fight.
Looks like they are adjusting their their guns, which I love. The fact that they're adjusting on the fly and you're like, oh no, I gotta pick with an SMG. But you know what? I'll pick up a Jesper. You know, we'll totally be fine here. But again, this is a 2v1 situation here. Quanchi with a Jesper in hand. That's gonna be very difficult, right? They gotta be able to pick it up, and it doesn't matter as Mupin finishes it with the Taurus, and that is just tough. I mean, tough for them for sure.
Well, you know, anything to launch a comeback, right?
I mean, we might get AP, right? The mods are right there watching it with their own eyes.
Yeah, I mean, Plague, what did you make of that? I mean, we saw some cheating, some bending of the rules. Maybe it was a miscommunication on our end, but you know, it's a shame. It's a shame the message didn't go through to everyone. But we did see a couple of funny moments there because of that.
Yeah, it happens. You know, it's just unfortunately, I think just with them calling Bob in, he had to kind of rush the voting a little bit, and I think it just didn't quite work out timing wise to get that vote off. But you know, it happens.
You'll be there for map 5, it sounds like, right?
What, sorry?
I think you'll be in for map 5 then, right? For mods? Or do we have another player?
Maybe. I'm not quite sure. I believe so. I believe he's gonna. I believe he just finished the voting up for the rest of the rounds, so I believe he is gonna be coming in pretty quickly now.
Hopefully, these players can learn to follow some rules. We're into this 10th round. Plague, what is the rule for this round? I'm not seeing anything with guns.
So what it is, both teams must use their sight at 100, and so if you're trying to aim, you know, basically their entire head is going to be obscured by a giant just orb of your color choice. Now Shimmy is on a 1v4 here, and Quan Chi takes down Shimmy. I think Quan Chi got a 4K there. Can anyone else confirm that?
I don't recall seeing that here, but anyways, doesn't matter. The mods win that round out, and that doesn't matter anymore for the rest of this map because they've also won the map out for that here. 7-3 again. The mods doing a little bit worse this time around, but I will say they still won with that bot takeover, I guess is kind of the way to look at it. But 7-3 right now for the mods, and right now we're technically tied. Dare I say this is scripted because we are going into a map 5 tiebreaker here between the two. But looking at the score lines, you know, what are y'all thinking? I would imagine maybe the casters are going to lose this one out. I mean, 7-1, 7-3 are a lot more definitive for the mods winning it out.
Yeah, definitely. But you know what? I'm excited that we're seeing a map 5 decider round. You know, it was, at the start I thought, you know, maybe it would be a clean sweep to one of the teams, but you know, it's been much closer than I thought. And these last 2 rounds, the mods actually have started to take the game by storm. And you know, it'd be absolutely incredible if we managed to see an overtime map 5 to take this off-season trophy. Who will it be? Mods or casters? You know, it's the thing we fight for every season. So I think we're in for a good battle in this 5th map.
Yeah, no, definitely excited to see people actually come out and watch the mod versus caster, right? Off-season content, we don't have too much of it, so it's kind of fun to see what is happening here. So I'm loving it. I'm trying to figure out, can we do point difference? Now we're not doing playoffs, so we're just gonna do map wins only. And at this point, this is the map, you know, the map decider here. I forgot which map. There's 2 more maps potentially in play. I don't technically know all the map rotations, but they are already pre-decided. So it'll be coming up pretty soon here, and it looks like we might be seeing another sub come in for the casters side here as one of the players do sub out, but. I mean, it's tough. As we talked about the mods, that momentum they've gained at this point is kind of insane, right?
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you there. And Bob actually is joining the mods team when we get in. You know, to my knowledge, I think we're going to an Arctic map 5, which is definitely one of my favorite maps that have been reworked recently. And I think the rest of the community can kind of agree with me on that. I'm seeing it played loads more compared to how it was before the rework. And you know, I think that's a good thing. You know, Triangle Factory, thank you very much for sponsoring the VRML, obviously. You know, they're making the right changes, which is always good, keeping the game fresh. And, yeah, it's a really good rework, and hopefully we see a very close game when we get into this 5th round.
100%. I will say, it looks like casters do need a fill. So we're going to be maybe waiting for a second to see if they can get in. If not, I can maybe sub in if Rise can open spectator client for themselves.
Yeah, I can try to do that quickly now if you'd like. It'd be fun to get some Plague Doctor action in the game for once.
Hold up, 1 second. Alright, like, so we're going to be deciding who wants to come in here. We might have to pull one of the casters off. I don't think we've done this before where we had to pull someone off cast, but hey, you know, gotta be flexible, right? That's what happens on these sort of casts here. Is it looks like one of the last players on the casting side unfortunately has to peel off here. And funny enough, again, Bob has to fill in for the mod side, but hey, you know, we're it's really a mixed scrim when you really think about it.
Looks like I'm in.
Oh, good luck, Plague Doctor. I'm going to try launch breaches while we wait. So, you know, Martini, you're going to have to take the wheel here. But I think Plague Doctor, getting some Plague Doctor action in the game. We've not seen him play tonight yet. And, you know, this is the joy of a best of 5. You never know who might pop up. And having to zap someone out of the cast mid-cast.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, the battery is the hardest thing, right? Making sure you have battery and the extended battery charge to be able to last this long. But we'll see in a bit, Plague. I guess we'll see you on the cast, but we'll see in a bit, okay?
Have fun in the casting booth.
Of course. Thank you. Let's move some of these things around.
What are your predictions for this 5th map? Who do you think is going to take it? And also in the chat, let us know if you think it'll be the casters taking home the bread or if it'll be the mods. I mean, I'm interested to see what you guys will think.
You know, I've seen good performance from both. Unless Plague Doctor is some secret ringer that I'm totally unaware of, I think it might go the way of mods, right? We saw some really good performance from the mods in the last 2 rounds, right? Very definitive gameplay coming out from them on top of that, right? And Bob himself, he was actually fragging out pretty well, and he's going to the mod side. So the mod's already performing well, picking up another player that's done well in the previous games. I want the mods to lose. I'm gonna say it right now, but maybe because I'm a caster, I want the mods to lose. But unfortunately, that's not gonna happen here, right? Unless the casters please surprise me, I would love to see that. I mean, what do you think's gonna happen?
I was gonna say, let's split the booth here. If you want to go casters, if you want to go mods, I'm more than happy to go for the casters. You know, I think
I don't want to go for the mods. I don't want to, but.
Okay. But you're telling me they're gonna win, Martini. I mean,
I don't want to tell you the mods are gonna win, but I think they are. If I were to like put on my big hat and be like, well, you know, they perform very well. My analyst hat tells me I can see the mods scraping this one out. You know, at this point, but I will say the fatigue might be settling in, right? Because they've been hopping in and out. The mods have been in and out for a hot minute now. The fatigue might finally be setting in for them, right?
Yeah, I totally agree with you there, and that's something I did touch upon in that last map. But, you know, I was going to say, actually, one player that did pleasantly surprise me was Frosty. He seemed to be fragging out a fair bunch, especially in those first few maps. But, you know, he is gone now, so it makes you wonder, you know, when they were in that 4v5, they were struggling a little bit. You know, casters did get a couple rounds on their hands, but again, they did have that player advantage. So, you know, again, I'm sticking by it. I think we're going to see a really close map 5 here, and I think the casters will be able to edge it out ever so slightly.
I know, it's looking a little tough here. I mean, Rise, are you able to fill? Yo, they're pulling all my casters off!
No, not another me as well?
Really? Yeah, Bob just pinged you if you're able to fill. No response. Wait, hold up. No response from Flare. I see Flare typing. I swear to God, am I about to get ripped from all of my casters? He said no. Bob, I hate you, Bob. You pulled all the casters off the booth from me. The point is to help other casters hop on. You know, Rise, are you able to hop in? Looks like I might have to solo cast this, and it's totally fine.
Alright, best of luck, Martini. I'm hopping into the arena.
Of course, Rise. I'll see you on the cast. It's fine. I'll hold it down myself. You know, I'll hold down for myself. It's fine.
Good luck.
All right, Chad. Looks like it is just gonna be me here. Solo casting here. You know, this is a great throwback to back in the day when I first started. You can't go wrong with solo casting here, but unfortunately, my whole casting booth was torn from me as I lost 2, not 1, but 2 different casters here. So now Plague Doctor and Rise are going to be subbing in for the casters here, and it's just going to be me on cast here. But it's totally fine. You know, I'm here with you, chat. You know, please put some hearts out for me as I lost all the people that were on my booth here. But we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Yeah, at this point we're just waiting for Rise to get set up here. But again, if you have been out of the loop, if you haven't been watching the whole cast here, today we are doing an off-season, a mods versus casters matchup right now. And the way it's looking right now, I know the score lines are not updated, but the casters and mods, this is the current score line. Map 1 was 7-4 for casters. Map 2 7-5 for casters. Map 3, 7-1 for mods. And 7-3 for mods on his last map 4. We're going into a map 5 tiebreak between these two teams here. And you know, I was going back and forth with Rise earlier about who I think is gonna win. Frosty said, can I come co-cast? I can take a mod on. Yeah, actually. JK, it looks like I might be getting a. We're subbing people in and out. What is going on? This feels like a field trip day, but it's totally fine. Thank you guys for giving me some love in the chat. Solo casting honestly is one of the hardest. I say it's the hardest thing to do here. But anyways, give some love here, Frosty. Are you in the VC here?
Hello.
So Frosty, how are you doing? Sorry, by the way, do you need me to share my screen, or can you pull up the spectator client yourself?
That'd be perfect if you can send it up.
All right, let me set it up real quick. But how you been? I know you've been playing a lot. But how's it going?
No, I'm doing good. First time playing Breaches in well over a year now. I think I played the first couple of weeks back in season 1. So this is the first time I've been playing ever since.
That is crazy. So, you haven't played in a year. You did pretty solid for not touching the game for a year. I mean, that's kind of impressive.
No, I have even impressed him myself. I remember the first map we joined in tonight. I started shooting. I couldn't figure out how to reload my gun.
Oh, you're kidding, right?
No, honestly,
oh man, what you mean? But you know, it's fun seeing this matchup, right? Oh, I gotta tell them when they're ready. Yeah, we're ready. We're ready. You know, it's funny as it happened live. I had my casting booth. 2 casters ripped away from me live, and then I got a new one. So you know, it's totally fine. The fact that I picked up another, we're totally fine. You know, we can kind of adjust as needed here. But yeah, it looks like Play Spacing Merchant giving a lot of love to you, saying it looks like the way you play looked like you've been playing the whole time. So definitely getting some glaze in the chat here.
It's nice to see. I've been playing Vale and Pavlov, so moving between leagues.
I mean, it's still like all first-person VR experience, right?
Oh yeah. No, I like to to manage leagues. So I should know the game. So I always spend some time competing in each games as we onboard new games in the league. Right. So I would love to get back to
any new games on the horizon that we should look out for? Any scoop that you can tell us on cast?
Wish I could tell.
You know, I say it here because you know, it's not my fault that you said it, so it's totally fine for me to put on cast. I'm kidding. If I could drag it out of you, I would. But anyways, looks like we'll be starting on Arctic. I mean, this is one of my favorite maps. I love the visuals on this map, and this is a great map to finish off on, right?
I loved it the moment I started playing it. It's aesthetically pleasing map. Also well-balanced map.
Yeah, I mean, how did you see the rebalance? Do you have any opinions on that? I know there was a big rebalance that happened in this previous season, and I know a lot of people have actually been picking up Arctic, I think, more than they did before, and it happened alongside ships, right? So 2 big rebalanced maps that came out this season, and I love seeing it because it shows that the developers want to keep iterating, even on previous maps they've already made.
Oh, absolutely. No, I haven't paid too much attention to the actual changes. I do see the news posts. I do see the players chatting about them, and it really does seem like Triangle Factory really putting in work to make great maps that plays nice. That's awesome to see.
Oh, I love it. Anyways, mods off to a great start here. Hey Nate already picking up 1 kill themselves here, leaving only 4 on the caster's side here. Looks like they're going for a split push here. Hey Nate's going to be the thorn in their side on the other side of the map as 4 mods will be pushing in onto A side.
Quansi takes out Rice. See if they can get a refrag. Yellow goes down to Mommy. And Muffin takes out 2. Oh, Melanie going in for 1. Down for 1v3 with Plague Doctor.
Oh, and that is
he
tough.
can't clutch it.
That is tough. I mean, we saw Hey Nate get another finishing kill in the end there. Definitely some strong showing from the mod side. I think they heard us talking smack. You know, y'all might have heard me talk smack a little bit earlier on, and it looks like everyone's coming in a good form here for sure.
Absolutely. I see. Is there any challenges for this map? I don't think there's any challenge for the last map. I think we're just
I think last map is
now.
just play out like normal. Did you played on map 2, right? How was that playing with the challenges?
Oh, it was a bit chaotic because we didn't like. The routes were moving so fast. We didn't really get.
That's
to
why I
hear
think we decided for map
challenges.
4. Let's like get half of them done, and then we can vote on the other half, and then it's a little bit more structured. Again, we are trying out fun ideas, right, on cast. We try to iterate too on our own cast, but we do need to workshop that one a little bit longer, I think.
The challenges was a really cool idea. That's definitely something that we should take with us and do like postseason events where you do those type of challenges. And I can say it was a great fun to play with the challenges.
I can see a cast where it's like party matchups, right? And then it's just like maybe 2 random teams like sign up, and we kind of vet it, and then we give them like assigned rules of it, you know? Anyways, Quansi starting off with a great start there, already knocking out Plague Doctor. And again, the casters are struggling this current round, already down a player.
K9 taking out Shimu. Oh, and he goes in, but takes down by Rice. And Rice takes out Bob, and Melon takes out Muffin. Down to 2v3 right now.
Oh, Quansi picks up another shot off on Rise there. And the TK, I think, accidentally comes out, allowing Yellow had to have a 1v2. But, I mean, this is going to be a little tough. That's a Cadillo and a Viper in hand for the mod side.
Yellow sneaking up. Oh, and he gets taken out by Guangxi. Good try, though. It's a tough retake when you're like 5 HP.
I mean, I know, exactly. Now I was talking about like those guns, right? He had like high damage guns on the mod side. Casters, I think they just needed a single bullet probably to the chest or leg, and it probably would have been knocked out there. And I said this before, I think the mods might win this one out. I'm not even gonna lie. Much love to the casters, though, much love, but I will say the mods are on fire right now.
Oh, the mods have been popping off. Like, we were joking starting out the first map as saying to the casters and casters saying to us, we need to like be easy on each other. We don't know how strong each individuals are. But I don't think anyone's been holding back, and I think that's shown that it's really solid players, both casters and mods.
No, I love it. I love seeing that people can just frag out, because I've seen that on both sides at this point, right? Both teams have had people that just frag out, and it's definitely a sight to see here. I'm a little hurt, though, because the casters are already getting knocked down right now. I'm not going to lie. I was talking smack earlier. I'm not going to lie. You know, I'm hoping the best for my own casters, of course. But, hey, you know, much love to the mods. I'm not going to be that mad if we lose. I'll just be angry at you guys and asking that you guys get AP all season.
Get some tickets going on these mods, breaking all the rules.
Right. I'm hoping like 3 tickets over this casters and mod matchup. The mod's gonna be like, no.
Reister, I just around baiting the corner, and he pushes out and gets 1 kill. Then he gets refragged.
That's a bait if I've seen one, but they had 2 players on them, and they still were able to get a pick there. The trip mine does go out, but I don't think much damage much. Anyways, Yellow High getting picked up on the end there. Gloomy Melanie. Now leaving down to just 2 players on site here. As the frag going deep, they do notice it. But Movement gets knocked out! And it comes down to just Shimi.
What's Shimi gonna do here? 1v2, all with full health.
Yeah, that's tough.
Not
2v1
looking
situation
too great for him.
Ooh, these shots are just trading back and forth right now. Quan Chi able to get a lot of chip damage on Shimi. He just has 3 health in Hannah. This is like, I think, the second or third round I've seen with him where he just has about no health left. But he's great at surviving, I'll give you that. But again, the mods win this one out. And the casters got to do something different. Maybe I need to hop in myself at this point because we look like we're struggling a little bit. I wish I could, but I am hosting the game, so I can't just leave the cast. I think I saw someone in chat, you know, they were like, hey, Martini, you should totally hop on. I'm like, if I hop on, the cast is gone. So I don't think I can do that.
We'll call it for next time. That's your time to shine.
Well, no, the reason I kind of picked this one up too is I remember last time, I think, was it Bob or Knifefire? One of them casted it, so I was like, you know, I feel like we had to do our rotations, right? Like I gotta put in some work. I guess I'll cast the game, you know, I guess. So, but here I am. Much love to the casting
What I
team.
would love for the next mob versus casters though is to see Nightfire in game.
Good luck, man. I feel like he's just so busy. You know, like he's just busy. I don't know if he plays the game that much. So I'm kind of scared to see the performance. I'm not gonna lie. Don't send that to Knifefire. I'm a little scared because I don't think he plays the game at all, right? And I'm not, you know, like
no,
if you don't play the game at all, it's a little
fully
tough.
casted.
It's this game's because even if you played other FPS shooters, this game is a little different, right?
Oh yeah. It's very noticeable between movement speeds and gun handle, recoil control. Everything is so very large variations between games.
Yeah, I played Veil, and it played so differently in terms of like shooting. I just could not shoot anything, man. Like I was struggling so hard. And then you come to Breachers, and it's just, you know, very, very, very different. It's more, they say it's tactical, but it is arcadey in its own sense, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. Paynays down to like 1 HP. He takes on 2 though, and he gets taken up a Plague Doctor.
With the shotgun in hand. Oh, and it got a great amount of chip damage there on the Mami Llama. But there's 2 roamers on the back, and they're moving and Rise have to do something here. Otherwise, we're looking at a potential site take by the mods if they're smart about this.
Now it's down to Rise to clutch a 1v3, coming crouching down the stairs. Can he clutch it up? Clutch or kick?
Yeah, clutch or kick for sure here in the 1v3 situation. Oh, as Rise gets picked up by Mommy there. It's tough. I mean, the mods, they got hands. You know, I keep saying they got hands. They know how to fight for sure. You know, I'm waiting for the casters. I need to see the casters come back, you know? Otherwise...
Yeah, I think like a round change, we'll see a comeback.
We'll see. I don't know. At this momentum, I will see.
They do need to get some rounds though, because it will be tough to like do a comeback starting from 6-0.
You need a perfect 6 games, right? It's perfect 6 rounds to go to overtime, and even then you might still lose, right? You gotta get that 5-1 curse, I think, at this point, if not a 4-2 win, right?
Yeah. I would love to see the casters do a comeback here and get a close ending game.
You know, they just need to take a breather, right? They just take a breather, relax, remember all the times we've casted, and just lock in, right?
Exactly.
Think about all the crazy mistakes you've seen on cast. I'm not gonna lie, like being a caster has given me better. I don't play it anymore, but I have, like, it's weird. Like you have this weird innate game sense, even though I don't have the. I'm not gonna lie, I don't have the same skill to back it up because I just don't play the game enough. But it's weird. You have the game sense in mind at least.
Oh yeah. No, you're casting the map. You see where players are playing. You're learning their strategies, their placements, how they're moving. So being a caster, I can see really pays off. Learning and both getting that experience in Mommy coming in, taking a Plague Doctor and Yellow Hat.
Oh yeah, as Rise gets picked up there, now it's just come down to Yoshimi as they get picked up, and Mufe gets picked up. It's
a quick round.
Oh man, I mean, how long was that round?
I think 15, 20 seconds.
Oh man, you know, casters, if y'all don't pick this up, I might need to quit and become a mod apparently, because we're getting knocked down. Yeah, no, it's
time to shine. Let's go.
This is the time to shine. Time to shine for sure here, as the casters are struggling to win this one out. At least one round, guys. One round. But hey, you know, it's fine. But no, yeah, the game is very interesting in terms of the game sense, right? But it's. I think someone hit me up once and they're like, "Hey, you cast all the time, right? Can you send me all the wallbang spots?" I'm like, "What? No, like I don't just have a massive, you know, memory bank of all the wallbang spots on all these maps. I see them, and I'm not gonna lie, like some of them I'm like, oh, that's a cool wallbang. I didn't know you could do that. But I can't just list it out, right? Like when I'm in game and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember you can wallbang this. I'll do that. But I can't. You can't just ask me a question like that, you know?
Oh, Plague Doctor coming in with a shotgun. Oh, he gets the free frag.
You know what? That does work. He got the 1v1. Gloomy Melanie has been putting up solid numbers, so maybe it's worth it in their mind. The trade isn't technically a trade, as it's better to get, you know, someone knocked out.
Llama here going in, sitting on the corner. And we have Shimmy coming down the stairs. Oh, and he pushes through the smoke and gets Bob.
And there we get it, a 5-1 switch up finally from the casters. All they needed to do was be really weird and do some weird, plays with the shotgun. But hey, it definitely worked out for them in the end here, as the casters finally getting their first round in this map.
Awesome to see. Now they're just gonna keep that momentum going.
Yeah, we'll see. The casters need to start momentum before, you know, to be quite honest. I'm not gonna lie, they need to start the momentum first, and then we'll be off to a good start here, right?
Oh, we believe.
Yeah,
I just keep seeing the northern lights.
I know. Again, this is one of my favorite looking maps. Like I use this for a lot of my like I do stuff for TikTok and YouTube. I use the map background for my background. Like it's my background because I think it's the best looking map personally.
Oh, absolutely.
Skyscraper is a close one though. I will say there's some cool spots on Skyscraper.
Mine has always been the Hideout. It's always been my all-time favorite.
Really? What? Hideout's so boring. It's just mountains in this area.
I know, and it's like it plays so nice.
I get that.
But it's a nice aesthetically looking map as well. So yeah, there's plenty of mountains. It's kind of boring, but
yeah,
as long as taking a ricer. Got a 3v5 for the casters here.
Yeah, again, a rough start for them. I mean, they've had rough starts all game. I'm not going to lie here. Especially with Gloomy Melanie on that top end here, being the roamer, you know, on the back end there. Shimi does pick up Gloomy, though. Now trading 2 players. It's a little bit closer for the casters. And the Yellow Hat picking up another here. Now a 3v2.
Starting to look a little bit more better for the casters here. But 1v2 now for Shimi. The Llama is very low though, so it's technically a 1v1.
Yeah, Shimi just needs a stray bullet here.
He gets really almost. Oh.
2 players with 1 health able to beat the one. That is unfortunate for them, but that is exactly how you use 2 players. You know, there's so many times I've seen people have multiple players with a varying health against someone with 100% health, and they just send them one at a time, and they just get murdered, right? And that's not how you play it, right? You're allowing those 1v1 situations to develop for that player, especially with the Vezin in hand. All they need is a headshot, and they can just keep going here. But again, mods, even with 1 health in hand for 2 players, able to still play it out.
Absolutely, you gotta take the full advantage of having a buddy, the buddy system, having one together with you, double swinging and play it together. If you give him that 1v1 chances, you keep losing and winning those 1v1s, and numbers just decreases immediately.
For sure here. I'm waiting to see what the casters end up developing. I mean, check out this economy here. Lumi Melanie with the Kanata in hand. We're seeing some Cadillos. I've seen a lot of Cadillos come out this game, which is so interesting because I don't think I've been seeing all rails. Has there been a change recently here that I've missed out on? Because I swore all rails were more common for some of these eco picks.
That's a good question. I also noticed there wasn't a lot of it was the games guns you mentioned, but nothing out of the ordinary of random guns, so to say.
Yeah, I think everyone's pretty good on the eco choices, but again, the Hideo is the one that really stands out to me. As Lumi gets a shot off, able to get that, but gets refragged themselves, leaving now 2 and 3 for the mods here. It's gonna be a tough round to come back, but not impossible.
Definitely possible for the casters here, but it's 2v2 and Llama being very low here. Definitely looking good for the casters. But anything can happen as soon as one swing. You can see now Shimu is just about to get in a fight here. Oh, and he gets taken out. That's Mufin versus 2.
Yeah, this timing is going to have to be perfect for Mufin. They got to find the EMP. They got to find where the other players are, and then maybe be lucky and get a pick.
Oh, and takes a hit, heals though, but Llama is just around the corner.
Oh, the lag!
Along with the lag.
Oh, the lag knocks out Llama there. You know, it has been funny to see some of the lag. I keep forgetting there's a good amount of EU players, not going to lie, on both teams I've seen. So lag has definitely been a problem still for these two teams.
That's probably a little bit of too much lag happening there, because I didn't see any him returning any fire.
Yeah, they were seen before they had seen anything themselves, so definitely unfortunate timing for them there.
6-2. Can the casters keep it going?
Yeah, at this point, the mods just need to kind of keep one random round in the pocket. The casters, they have to play a perfect game for the next 4 rounds here. Curious to see what the casters can do. Can they switch up their strategies here? Can they, you know, do different plays? Because the economy is looking a little bit better for them. So hopefully they can get this one round out here. But that does mean the upcoming round, the mods might be in a better spot.
There's a minor trading of fire here, but nothing really connecting except for Yellow Eye getting hit a little bit.
A little bit slower around from the casters here.
Oh, it's a Melanie with the 1-tap on Rice.
Yeah, Melanie has definitely been a thorn in the side of the casters here. Yellow Hide able to get a shot off on Mommy Llama there from that refrag. Still not even trades, still 1 extra trade on the mod side, so they're on an advantage. As Hey picks up another one there on the other side of the map. Man, they're playing very wide right now from the casters.
They're a bit too spread out. They should have taken out Yellow Hat as well. Now it's Plague Doctor versus 4.
No
and
pressure.
Suicides.
Oh, that is a rough finish there. The mods finishing that one out 7-2. And unfortunately, I guess, you know, they do win out the series 3-2 against the casters here. But I'm not going to say it. I was shocked because they had a great performance these last 3 maps here, right?
Absolutely. They had a good... Casters had a good run on the first few maps. Really,
yeah, the momentum they had, the chemistry was
really
great.
Got us a bit scared there in the.
I'm not gonna lie, I was like, "Are we gonna win this year or this season? Are we gonna win this season?" Because we lost to mods last time too. So you know, it is fine. It is what it is. But anyways, I think we're gonna sign out pretty soon here. Frosty, are there any last words you have before we sign off?
Good luck in season 4.
All right, perfect. Thanks. All right, thanks for coming out and checking out this off-season matchup between the mods and the casters. We appreciate everyone hopping in. We appreciate the mods for sending their players in and hopping on and playing against the casters. We appreciate the casters and production team for hopping on and enjoying the team, for helping me out with the casting booth, of course, and for obviously, getting ready for this upcoming season. It's coming up in a couple weeks, Frosty, but I'm pretty sure about that. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen for Season 4. Besides that, that is all we have today. Thanks for coming on and enjoying the cast with us. Hopefully we can see y'all in the next one. Thanks and have a good night.
VRML is brought to you by Helga, the esports manager, Triangle Factory. Thanks for watching VRML.